Welcome to the first ever Leisure Pools IJSBA Junior Nationals, right here in Oklahoma City. Our spectacular racing venue is Riversport, OKC, a U.S. Olympic and Paralympic training site for rowing, canoeing, and kayaking. Riversport opened its first boathouse in 2006, welcoming people at all levels of sport, including Olympic hopefuls, to train on the Oklahoma River. This venue welcomes 250,000 visitors every year and works as a nonprofit, with proceeds going to underserved youth, adaptive athletes, military veterans, and seniors. This incredible organization equips them with the opportunity to participate in a variety of water sports for both recreation and competition. Located in Oklahoma City's Boathouse District, Riversport is just a short walk away from vibrant Bricktown, filled with shops, hotels, music venues, and eateries. And the fun doesn't stop after the racing. Junior racers and their families will have access to all of the offerings at Riversport this weekend, including whitewater rafting, tubing, surfing, esports, and more. Welcome to the final day here of the Junior Nationals, brought to you by Leisure Pools and Jet Tribe. Well, I tell you what, the one thing for sure that this maiden journey has managed to do has introduced us to the opportunities and the incredible talent of all of these junior racers here in the big friendly Oklahoma City. Our gorgeous location this weekend has been Riversport, OKC, and what an outrageously beautiful venue we've had. But that's not all we've enjoyed this weekend. We've also seen great talent, some brand new technology, and some amazing finishes. And joining me here today is one of the young ladies that's been racing this weekend. She just started yesterday for her first time at a brand new venue like this on a global stage. I'm joined by Ellie Stevens. Couldn't pick a better person to help me roll this event out. Ellie, tell me what your experience was like yesterday.
Well, it was pretty fun. I tried to pass a lot of people and I didn't make it.
Girl, you ended up with second. I would say you did pretty awesome.
It was only 3 of us, so.
Okay, see, this is that thing about juniors that I love the best. Here I'm trying to set her up with this amazing deal. And she's like, I know, but there's only 3 people. Yeah, but there were 3 really fast people, and they've all raced before except for you.
Well, there was one of the kids in my class that was a first-time racer, too.
Oh, and who was that?
I forget his name.
Oh, okay. Could that be Jonah Jacob? I think.
Yes, it was.
Awesome. High five. We remembered.
Good
awesome.
job.
Okay, well, props out to Jonah Jacob for also taking his very first opportunity to be on a global stage. Describe this venue and this gorgeous location in your words.
Well, the venue is really nice.
Seriously, it's so much fun interviewing these guys because you never know what you're going to say. All right. Unscripted. What do you think? You like all the slides and the water sports?
Well, I haven't been to the water park yet.
What? How come Dad hasn't taken you?
We're going today.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, I would make sure that he brings you over there, okay? All right, so let me know after the fact. Have you seen the zip line?
Yeah, I've seen some people zip line across the river and back.
Oh, I can't wait. That's the one I want to do because I think it's best seat in the house for racing today. So we'll point that out to you so you can kind of see what that looks like as well. So, Ellie, you got some sponsors that you'd like to thank since this is your first race?
I would like to thank Chattanooga Jet Ski Club, Team Reckless Abandonment, Junior Stars of Florida, Liquid Molly, and PWC Doctor.
Perfect. And I just got to say, perfect microphone placement. I'm very proud of you. Is this your first big interview, too?
Yes.
Rocking it. All right, you guys. Well, that is what it looks like. We'll get back to the racing here as we get started with the first of the second round of motos. We're going to have 3 motos today to combine for an overall grand championship, and we've got some pretty amazing classes coming at you as well. Well, I'm Dawn Dawson along with Ellie Stevens. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to get to the races. Oh, my gosh, that was too much fun. All right, her first interview ever and her first opportunity to hang with us. Let's go out and take a look at the track. You can see down on the line, our first race of the day is going to be ski 4-stroke lights, 10 to 11, and 4-stroke lights, 12 to 13. Going to be a combined class. Let's talk about some of the riders that are down on the track as we get ready in staging. It's going to be Bentley Cox lining up today, as well as Ty Smith.
And then in the 12 to 13 class, Gavin Berglund, Lily Wright, Trent Cornett, Tristan Hebert will all be joining the line. So we've got looks like 6 riders down on this one as we get ready to go. And you can see from, even from yesterday, man, talk about a huge thunder boomer last night. Started about 4 in the morning and then pushed through till about 8 o'clock. We had pretty overcast skies and a lot of rain to deal with, and that caused some technical challenges for us on this beautiful location, but we got that handled, and then this incredible sunshine view hit us at about 10 o'clock this morning as we got started with racing. We went through the very first set of motos, and let's just do a quick recap of that. In moto number 1, it was boat number 125 of Josh Simon, who was able to do so well, and that was actually in race 4. Let's talk about race number 1. In race number 1, when I took a look at that whole shot went to boat number 515, Ty Smith, but he had problems right away. Turned out on that first lap, it was going to be boat number 41, Tristan Hebert, with the lead. And then the battle really raged for second and third. That was boat number 31, Gavin Berglund. And that other battle was happening with Lily Wright out of Eudora, Kansas. Ended up, Lily Wright was in third, moved up into second on the final moto. And here's how the final top 3 shook out. Tristan Hebert with the win. Lily Wright out of Eudora, Kansas in second. And it was boat 31, Gavin Berglund, who took third. We're talking about the ski 4-stroke lights in the 12 to 13 class. Well, that's how it shook out as they get ready to go. Let's see what happens today. This is going to be moto number 2 of 3 motos. 5 laps for these riders in ski 4-stroke lights 10 to 11, ski 4-stroke light 12 to 13. Hot weather conditions this afternoon and a little bit more humidity than they had to deal with yesterday. Still absolutely gorgeous here at the Big Friendly with 300 days of sunshine a year. You couldn't have picked a more gorgeous venue, truly, to hang out with. I do want to thank our gracious host here in Oklahoma City, the thriving Riversport OKC. An unlimited array of activities here at the venue that they have had to offer. And not only that, but they opened up this incredible venue with zip lining and whitewater rafting and all kinds of amazing activities that the kids can do, including esports. And all of that was free for them this weekend as well. So thank you once again, Riversport OKC, for your incredible support of jet ski racing. And man, what a fun time we've had at our first Junior Nationals. I see Parker Kaiser's actually watching on the live stream. Hope don't miss your race, buddy. We're going to see him up shortly and hopefully racing today. But, man, he had some outstanding finishes yesterday. As we get ready to go, ski 4-stroke lights 10 to 11 and ski 4-stroke lights 12 to 13 down on the line. You know what? We've got a few minutes before the start of this race, so we're going to take an opportunity and actually catch up with a couple of more interviews because, you know what? Why not? This is my favorite part of it, quite frankly. Kylie Myers, how are you?
I'm doing well. How have you been?
Oh, well, I've been pretty darn awesome because I've been hanging out with you guys all weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Now, have you had a chance to go play at any of the different areas in the venue at all?
Oh, yeah. I just went to the water park yesterday. We did some surfing and water rafting. It was awesome.
I am so jealous right now. How are you liking it hanging out here?
I love it here. I mean, this is a beautiful venue we've been having a lot of fun.
Good. I'm so glad that I got to catch up with somebody that had a chance to experience this. It gets pretty crazy with the racing, right? Get very busy.
Definitely. When we were racing yesterday, it became like a washing machine, but it was a great time. I love racing with everyone.
From your perspective, what is this track like?
The track it's definitely a lot more tight turns, but I like it a lot because with the tight turns, there's also like the back straightaways, so you can gain some speed and momentum with it.
Was it difficult for you to transition from what we would consider to be a deep vertical track to a horizontal track? That's quite a different configuration from our normal setups.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't have much trouble with it. I mean, like, I got pretty used to it after the first few practices. It was a little confusing, like, looking at it. I was like, oh, that's different.
Me too. I'm so glad you said that.
I was so confused when they were setting it up. All the racers, we were trying to figure out what they were setting up, but we got the hang of it.
Oh, very cool. Just a final note, favorite competitor that you like to hang out with?
Abby Weldon.
Oh, yeah, I've got to meet her. She seems so much fun.
She's awesome.
And sponsors?
Glidwell Racing, Taylor's Outboards and More, and GPO Jet Ski. Oh, also FXR Moto and ODI Grips.
Perfect. Well, you're an absolute joy, and it's so much fun to watch you, Kylie. I hope I get to see you again.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
You too.
Talk to you soon. All right, you guys, we're going to go back out to the track as we get ready to go. You betcha. Thank you. We just got through hanging out with Kylie Myers, who you saw racing yesterday on the live stream. But let's switch it over. And it is astonishing to me to see how young these competitors are. For example, two of the riders that are coming to the lineup right now, Bentley Cox on boat number 319, you can see him down there, is only 11 years old. And what a rocket ship hit the water yesterday. That was Ty Smith out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, also only 11 years old. Just two of the incredible racers that we're going to see hit the gas here in just a few minutes. Speaking of lineups, now on the first moto, they actually draw for that position on the line. But after moto number 1, you get to pick where you're going to be on this lineup based on how you finished. All right, so again, ski stroke lights 10 to 11 and ski stroke lights 12 to 13 is what's on the road. And we're just waiting for them, and you can just see how they are having to stage them right off of the ramp. Just take a little bit of a look down the left-hand side. That series of rocks that go down into the water, that's how this section of river looks all the way through. So there was literally no place that they can stage to be able to get the riders to start. So what we've literally done is we've put the riders right down below the ramp, because that is an opportunity for them to have a good starting conditions. And it looks like we've still got 2 more minutes before the start. So we're just having a whole lineup of women racers here. It couldn't get any better than that. I'm down here now with Reese Geis. Reese, you also have had a chance to be on the water 2 days in a row. Give me some feedback on the track and how you like the venue.
I think the track is pretty cool. It's definitely different than the usual tracks that I'm racing out in Lake Havasu or California, just anywhere on the West Coast. It's definitely a more technical track than the tracks that we usually race, but honestly, I like it because it definitely switches it up for me, and I'm really good in the tight corners, so makes it interesting.
I will say I was actually a little bit surprised yesterday in this morning's races. 2 things really struck me. Normally when you see this kind of configuration, it's actually really rough with a lot of mirrored water. But did you see a lot of waves coming through or no?
Not really. During the middle of the race, it definitely got a little bit choppy and kind of harder to navigate, but you just got to be on your game at all times and just be ready for anything.
All right. Well, speaking of on your game, they are on their game. We're going straight to the start. Thank you so much, Reese Geis. All right, we are off to the races, as they say, with race number 1. Again, that was 4-stroke lights 10 to 11 and 4-strokes light 12 to 13, and I'll get you the whole shot in just one moment. Beautiful drone footage as we get these guys underway. And Tristan Hebert with the win in moto number 1 has got to be feeling the excitement, but that whole shot looked to me like one of our brand new riders, Lily Wright, on the the inside track, and it is 515 Ty Smith in second. But Lily Wright with one of her first hole shots of the season, followed by Ty Smith in second. Lily on boat number 43, and if that sounds familiar, that's Jeff Wright's daughter, who is a little rocket ship. And Tanner Wright already snuck around her and moved up into the lead. But again, great hole shot for Lily Wright. And as we get going, it looks like I'm going to be joined by one of my buddies here, Glenn Elliott, who I've had the privilege of announcing with several times. Great to have him back on the live.
All right. Thanks, Dawn. Thanks for having me up. I really appreciated it. What a view.
Isn't this pretty? Yeah, Ty Smith had such a great start. I was watching you do the announcing on that first moto, but unfortunately had a little bit of something that stuck underneath the intake grate, and that has been the story of the day. But Ty Smith right now looking amazing on this lead as he comes through on the outside. But I think the story of the moment has been this young lady that we talked about in practice, and that was Lily Wright. And I was talking to her dad, Jeff, earlier today, and Jeff was telling me that Lily's always had a little bit of problem holding those lines super tight, but right now she's looking outstanding. Tristan Hebert has moved up into third.
Yeah, these kids are gaining great experience every weekend, and to be out here racing with juniors only, this is pretty awesome. First ever junior race for the IJSBA National Championships. We're going to be handing out the awards tonight.
And Ty Smith, your current leader out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. He's born in Southern California. 6th grade student, and his boat, by the way, built by Go Fast US. And he actually competed, he said, both in the 2 and the 4-stroke Superjet. Really likes riding the Superjet hull. And that 515 was the number that they had when they bought the ski. What a great backstory. But he said he didn't really want to change it because it was like I started winning on it so quickly, I didn't want to change the number. I don't blame him.
And it was really awesome to see Ty Smith dominate that race yesterday. He won in commanding fashion in the combined division and beat all the older riders. And that was a super exciting race. He held on to the win over Tanner Wright.
Yeah, that is amazing. It's so good to have you up here. Jonathan McCreary, great to have you on board and on the live stream. Karis Webster's even watching. And by the way, yesterday we had over 1,600 people watching the live stream, and then that number jumped even more to over 2,000 overnight. So we appreciate all of you guys chiming in and sharing that link out. You're watching the action here at Riversport OKC, your current race leader, boat number 515. That's Ty Smith.
In second, that's 41, Tristan Hebert, and he's being chased by 43, Lily Wright on the outside section.
Yeah, so Tristan Hebert able to get around Lily Wright. So still got a lot of growing for her, but I'm super proud of that young lady. And Tristan Hebert back in some lap traffic. He's just going into the split section, and there's your shot of the leader. And then what a beautiful drone footage piece that we've got here, and that's an opportunity for you to see just how deep this track is on the start. Reese Geis and I, and also Kylie Myers and I were talking about the different setup this weekend. This is vastly different layout than what we normally see in even in lake racing. So be able to race on the river. Is there much of a push? Have you guys seen? I haven't seen a whole bunch of water pushing through at the same time. So I don't think that's an effort.
The current's coming over here from the west to the east, but
yeah,
it's bringing a lot of debris onto the track. And it looks like Lily Wright went down on the Jet Tribe bridge sweeper.
Uh-oh.
Became dismounted. She had moved past Tristan Hebert, but he goes back up into second.
All right, so a little bit of change of leadership, but again, we've got 3 motos, so one minor mistake, as long as you can stay in that top 4 or 5, is not going to affect you. What a great shot of our race leader, Ty Smith. This guy was on so many motos yesterday. We were trying to count up with 3 motos plus all of the laps that they were racing. You could tell that he had been training quite a bit. He does endurance training, mountain biking, and also running. He said, I train 4 times a week. And quite often, what they'll do is put him on a boat till it runs out of gas. They fill up the other boat and then throw him back out on the water to keep him going. He also, by the way, wins the award for Best Mohawk, which had since he was 3 years old. Okay, again.
The best Mohawk, and Javier Falcone has got the best hair of the weekend.
Congratulations to Ty Smith for taking the win in this very first moto as we get out the gate. And Tristan Hebert for second in Moto 2.
And I saw a big battle there between Gavin Berglund and young Bentley Cox on that 319 Superjet. Had a great battle all the way down to the finish line.
That possibly was your battle for third. We're on to our next one. Race number 2 is going to be Sport Spec. We've got 2 different age divisions in this. Oh, you can see him bringing that gorgeous boat out of the water as we get ready for the next one. So Sports Spec is up. Boat number 924, Parker Kaiser, is going to be representing for the 16 to 17 class out of Lake Havasu, Arizona. And then Sports Spec 14 to 15, we've got several riders in that. And we'll get you those names in just a moment as we get a shot of that lineup. But it looks like it is going to be a Cooper Caldwell on the pole position out of Fort Worth, Texas.
The number 37 machine is Hendrick Smith. He's riding for Pro Watercraft Racing. Also, that's a Tim Miller deplorable racing machine.
Look at you knowing all the sponsors. Jet Wildeboer is going to be joining us on this lineup as well. Speaking of Jet Wildeboer, here's the recap of the Moto 1 earlier today. It was a beautiful hole shot from the 888. That was Jet Wildeboer, followed by boat number 193 at the beginning of this race. That was Cooper Caldwell, and then 37 of Hendrick Smith was in third. Didn't take long, though, for 193 to have trouble underneath in that intake grate, sucking up some debris, and Hendrick Smith was able to move up into the second, and that's how it was at the final. Jet Wildeboer with the win, Hendrick Smith in second, and 193, I believe, Cooper Caldwell rounding out your top three. Well, that's what happened in Moto 1, and already you are seeing these guys checking underneath the hood. We'll be right back after this.
This is it. Make this the summer you go for more. More adventure, more fun, more time outdoors. Plan your trip to Riversport OKC and get ready to check off your bucket list. Zip lining? Check. Whitewater rafting, tubing, and surfing? Check. A 6-story ropes course and even indoor skiing? Check and done. From getting on the water to reaching for the sky, make this the summer you go for more at Riversport. Downtown OKC and online at riversportokc.org.
Oh my goodness, look at this gorgeous view of Riversport OKC. Here's just a few things as highlights about this location. OKC National High Performance Training Center. This was named a U.S. Olympic and Paralympic training site by the U.S. Olympic Committee back in 2009. They provide coaching, training facilities, and financial support for America's Olympic hopefuls in both rowing, canoeing, kayak training, all on the Oklahoma River, and you can see this gorgeous view as we come up close to the racers. Some of the notable events here: the 2006 River Fest and Rose Rock Regatta, the 07 and 2011 USA Rowing World Challenge was here, the 08 Junior Can-Am-X International Regatta as well, just to name a few, Glenn. In other words, this is a very famous place in the Big Friendly. You're getting ready for race number 2, Sports Spec 16 and 17 and 14 and 15 coming up.
Yeah, Don, this park is really awesome. Yesterday, the kids got to enjoy a free pass, and I went over there, took some videos I'm going to be posting of them on the Flow Rider machine, which is the surfing. You get on the board, you do a couple of turns, and you do a body slam. I saw a lot of body slams. So the kids had a great time. There's whitewater rafting, tubing. They've got the zip line. We're watching guys go back and forth across the river. So there's all kinds of things to do at the River Sports Park, and it was great that the kids got a free pass.
Speaking of that, we're going to have a big Flow Rider Regatta here in August, I believe. That's a huge event that they're getting ready to host. Speaking of hosting, we've got a hard stop tonight just to make sure that we take care of this venue, and they've got a big wedding here as well. So they host all kinds of things, both on and off the water. You're listening to just some of the neat things happening here at Riversport OKC. Over 100 acres, full of fun, frankly.
We've had a great time going downtown the last couple of nights to the square. It looks like they're firing up the Sports Spec.
Yeah, it looks like we are getting ready to go. Was looking to see who was trying to get that cleaned out. Believe it was Hendrick Smith that was making sure that they had everything out of the intake grate. Good starts for Hendrick Smith, and also Jet Wildeboer, who is set up on the outside split, and I believe that's going to be Jet Wildeboer with the whole shot.
On the inside, it looks like Cooper Caldwell. One of my favorite riders here this weekend, Jet Wildeboer. He's got all kinds of style. He just turned 13 yesterday.
Yes, well, we all sung happy birthday to him, and poor man will never forget that because Mom actually filmed it for him and then posted it, I believe, last night.
Oh, I got to check that out.
So he's out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, originally from South Dakota. Your race leader, Jet Wildeboer, out of the amazing Sea-Doo HX, said he was super excited to race.
And coming into the split already with a 3-second lead over Cooper Caldwell. Back in third, that's going to be Hendrick Smith. Parker Kaiser on the Wave Blaster back and forth.
All right, again, Jet Wildeboer working the outside split. And it looks like Cooper Caldwell is going to also be on the outside. Hendrick Smith working the inside. And it looks to me like he actually gained a little time on Cooper Caldwell. Glenn, your thoughts?
Hendrick Smith, the son of race director Justin Smith, he's a regular on the Naughty Water Series, and he rails in every division, ski, sit-down, sport. I had to race him 3 weeks ago in Kentucky, and he put the move on me on the 1050 Cow, and I was riding the 1500 Kawasaki. He was on the 1050 Superjet.
I see. Well, speaking of putting the moves on, we've got a stopwatch on him now. Let's see what the average lap time is as we get into the second full lap. Jet Wildeboer taking a beautiful sweeper turn, knowing that he doesn't have a bunch of people behind him. He's going to open up these lines a little bit more and keep the pedal pinned here as he comes through again, choosing that outside, which seems to be very popular.
It's really great to see all the families here this weekend. I met the Wildeboers. I really love his mom. The Wildeboer family is here. They're on a trip across the Midwest. They're going to be racing with the Bohots up at the Great Lakes Watercross Series coming up June 24th and 25th up in Wisconsin.
Very close. A little strategy playing out as Cooper Caldwell took the inside split and kept Hendrick Smith behind him, but he was definitely using a little strategy, stealing that inside line away. 52.77 was the lap time for our riders here on this second round. You're watching moto number 2 of 3 motos. This is our second race, and again, Wildeboer going for a pair of aces. Currently leading, and he's really opening up that gap.
He's been on fire. He's one of my favorite riders. I love this kid. Back in second, Cooper Caldwell riding for those J. Caldwell pools, and he's got a battle with his buddy Hendrick Smith on the 37 Tim Miller deplorable racing machine.
Certainly a very nice lead for Jet Wildeboer. Let's catch that time. 12.49 seconds separating first and second place. And a beautiful riding style for Jet Wildeboer, gentlemen, sponsored by Barrel House, Pro Watercraft, Jet Trim, Cometic Gasket, Liqui Moly, Clipper 212, and Chuck Speed Shop. Again, that's your race leader, Jet Wildeboer.
Parker Kaiser on the 924 Wave Blaster. He's going to pull into third. Hendrick Smith on the 37HX. He lets off the throttle there.
I think he got something sucked up in the pump or pulled a lanyard. That was a pretty fast stop.
And it looks like he's coming to a stop on the back straight. I believe he might have something in the pump. He's back under power. It's going to put Parker Kaiser up into third, chasing down the Cooper Caldwell machine.
All right, again, Cooper Caldwell with great race going on, but it was Hendrick Smith who is having to deal with something in the pump or some kind of problem dropping him a bit off the pace. Cooper Caldwell on the 193 boat.
And coming into the inside split, Parker Kaiser puts the pass on Cooper Caldwell, moves up into second on the Yamaha Wave Blaster. Parker Kaiser all the way from Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
Sponsored, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say he's out here with the Wildeboers.
Sponsored by TC Freeride, Works Racing, Grom USA, Crown K Performance Horses, and Robo Speed Co.
And he'll be making a splash up on the Midwest there with the Wildeboers.
6 laps for your Sport Spec 16 to 17 and Sport Spec 14 to 15 class. So if we were taking a look at that, breaking the class out, Parker Kaiser is actually leading in his division, the 16 to 17, and your leader, of course, in the 14 to 15 class is Jet Wildeboer. Since we've got that.
I was talking to Parker in the pits, and that's why he was holding for Jet, and then he was grabbing his ski and taking off after Jet took off.
Now that's true sportsmanship. I love this view of Riversport OKC. Let's talk a little bit about the venue and the production facility. We've got 6 cameras covering all of the action. I'm sure you've noticed the difference in this live stream. It includes a roving drone. We also have a roving camera and a gentleman working the different areas of the course, and then we have stationary cameras right where Jet Wildeboer is. We've got one at the 200 mark, 500 and 1,000, and those are huge stationary cameras as well. And then back in the booth, we have an incredible array of talent. The production team back here has covered sports for PGA, ESPN, and some of the top pro teams from around the country. We've got an incredible crew here joining us this afternoon, and that's the reason we've had such great footage. Speaking of great, Jet Wildeboer has made this look way too easy, and Hendrick Smith with even more problems on that backstretch.
He's actually waiting on his buddy Cooper. It looks like Cooper has something in the pump. We see this a lot on the Naughty Water. They wait on each other, and then they race each other, and there they go. They're turning it loose. Cooper just got whatever's in his pump free. Now the battle is on.
Yep, and you can actually see that on, just briefly, you caught that on the screen right now. We're watching Jet Wildeboer as he comes through. Now take a look at that sweeper section, Alpha, the start. That's how these guys have to start from the boat dock. And then look at this massive stretch. And there's the first opportunity to turn in. So a big backstretch for them, and all of that water mirroring back off of the rocks. And then just when you think you've got another backstretch, no, wait, there's more. And then another double right-hand turn, and then finally you have an opportunity to take a sweeper. And then once they come back in very quickly, they're going to be having to pick up this option buoy. And then once they go to the option buoy, you'll get a chance to see the split section. The blue buoys are the inside, and Jet Wildeboer will be taking that outside split. Again, that's how your racetrack look. We got 28 buoys. We're pushing just under. It's about a 1.5 kilometer course. Despite how vast it looks, it's actually a smaller course from one end to the other.
Justin Smith and the Naughty Water crew did a great job laying out the track. Of course, we got this long laid out track on the river, and it's a combination of wide open and tight sections on the split, so the kids really love it.
And the win goes to Jet Wildeboer. Congratulations to boat number 888 out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. 13 years fast.
924, that's Parker Kaiser going to take the win in the 16 to 17 class.
Or coming in second, if you're just looking out on the track. All right, and as we get our boats out of the water, get staged for the next race, let's bring in yet another talented rider. There you go. I got it already, bud. Thank you so much. So I'm down here with Ty Smith. Ty, tell me how you felt today, and great run, by the way.
Well, today I felt really good this morning, but I sucked a bottle cap up, so I didn't even get to finish a full lap. I got to the back stretch, and it just sucked up that stuff.
Now, was that in Moto number 1 that happened?
Yeah, that was in Moto number 1.
I saw that. You actually had the best start in the first Moto, but really quickly I saw problems happening. So it was a bottle cap that you got?
Yeah, it was a bottle cap. If I would have kept the throttle on, it was like super close to having it getting cut in half.
No way. Well, I'm glad that you got that throttle out, and then also were able to recover and still finish in the first Moto. Second Moto, however, you smoked it and took the win. How is it like racing with all these other guys out here?
Well, it was really fun. I didn't get a good start, but I mean...
You didn't. I saw that, but you sweeped it nicely.
Yeah. That ski's really hard for me to sweep because that ski is like 8 times bigger than me. So
I was not going to mention that. I'm glad you brought that up. So how long have you been racing?
I've been racing since I was 8, so that's 3 years.
A lot. It's a lot is what it is. All right, so an old hand at racing. We're going to go back to the race action. Ty Smith, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll see you out there in Moto number 3. Coming up next, we're on race number 3, and that is going to be 4-stroke lights, 14 to 15. And as we get ready to go, here's your lineup. Down on the line on this one, we've got Ryan Poper on boat number 11, Caden Schilling, and Gary Holbein, who took the win in moto number 1, including probably one of the prettiest hole shots we saw all morning. And it looks like Gary Holbein going for a repeat on that one. Super G taking the hole shot as they come through, and you can tell with that bright orange outfit that he is sporting this year, and the whole team has been wearing sporting orange. Again, your hole shot, Gary Holbein.
Second place, that's going to be Tanner Wright. He was able to take the position over Andrew Vo riding for Jet Tribe on that 160 machine. So back in second, that's 713, Tanner Wright, all the way from Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
All right, and did we say we've got Andrew Vo up in third?
Andrew Vo currently in third.
And Holbein Jr. going to the outside. Tanner Wright's going to try to pick up the inside split, see if he can pick up some time on Super G, the gentleman on boat number 53.
Tanner Wright coming across in second. On the inside, that's going to be Andrew Vo on the Jet Tribe machine. Back and forth, it's Javier Falcone, the winner of the best hair for the weekend.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking Ty has the best hair. Maybe we should do it in age groups.
Caden Schilling in fifth, 627. That's Jackson Lloyd holding down sixth.
Gary Holbein Jr., your race leader out of Fairhope, Alabama, 14 years fast. That boat was built by his dad and him, he said. And also quite a bit of help from Commander, I believe, just on Tech Talk. And he has got a rocket ship that he's dealing with. His first race in 2018. Gary Holbein Jr., a two-time national champion, one-time world champion, leading on the course as he works that outside split. This is our first full lap.
Gary riding for Jet Blast Performance in Jet Blast of Mississippi.
Also sponsored by Commander Industries, Jet Pilot, Liquid Molly, and Jet Trim. And let's get these guys under stopwatch as we get going.
Tanner Wright in second. There comes Andrew Vo on the Jet Tribe Racing Machine in third on the 160.
What a great story from Andrew Vo, sponsored by Jet Tribe. He's got a really cool little graphic on the side of his boat, and it's a special thanks to a gentleman called Larry Spector. And Larry is the one that got Andrew Vo excited and into racing. And so in honor of the gentleman that used to race, he actually has his name on the side of the boat. Andrew Vo in third.
Of course, Jet Tribe, one of our main sponsors this weekend. Check out their website. Andrew Vo has been sporting the Jet Tribe LED helmet strip, which you put on top of your helmet to make it more visible.
Oh, that's very cool. All right, you're watching your race leader, Gary Holbein Jr., who has a ton of really cool hobbies, to include the fact that he's a first chair trumpet in school band. This guy brings an awful lot of intensity and an incredible attitude with a 102.43 on this lap. You're watching Gary Holbein Jr. This, by the way, is the first class that's going to be a part of a grand championship. And that grand championship works like this. We're going to take the top two riders after the three motos, and then they'll be going into a grand championship face-off. That's a one-time go for glory, and then the winner out of that will have their separate award.
Of course, Ty Smith, the winner yesterday, incredible run by the 12-year-old. Oh, actually, he's 11.
All right, back to the long view here as we look a little bit further back. It was Gary Holbein Jr. with the whole shot. Tanner Wright actually in second, followed by Andrew Vo. That was the top three out of the first lap. And then 106 was up in this mix, Javier Falcon. And look how far ahead Gary Holbein Jr. is from the rest of the team.
And Tanner Wright from Lake Havasu City right there. He's been impressive all weekend. Down the Commander back straightaway. Gary Holbein Jr. coming up on a back marker. That's 627, Jackson Lloyd.
3.96 seconds separating Gary Holbein Jr. from Tanner Wright. Tanner is going to get an opportunity here because Gary Holbein Jr. was working some lap traffic, was able to get around, but that did give him a brief pause. See if Tanner's able to capitalize on that. And as Tanner came through, by that time, the rider had figured it out and has already moved over. So Tanner Wright's going to gain a little bit of time.
Through the finish line, that's 22, Caden Schilling, riding for the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club GoFundMe account. I want to thank everybody that donated for that. we're able to help 5 families get out here this weekend, raise $3,000.
All right, so 3.18 is all that separates first through second place. So Tanner Wright did gain some time with that lap rider coming in. Gary Holbein comes through. Ooh, 2:29 after the split section. He's actually got even more time on him. Tanner Wright, known to push his way through the pack. Glenn, you called that earlier. Right now, Tanner Wright on the hunt.
Been impressive all weekend. And, you know, all these kids from Lake Havasu City, they ride at Body Beach all the time.
Yep, Tanner aboard a TC Freeride built boat. Also, Kyle Kennedy out of Works Racing, a part of that incredible machine.
The TC Freeride boats have been impressive all weekend. Young Britton Reinhardt yesterday took the title in the 12-13 ski lights.
And you can see the battle continuing as they come off of that backstretch into that high-speed left-hand turn. And then that double buoy that was on the screen is their option buoy before they go into the splits. And it's going to be Gary Holbein Jr. on the inside. Excuse me, Gary Holbein Jr. on the outside, and Tanner Wright is going to try to catch him on the inside split.
Down on the dock, we got Mr. and Miss Holbein cheering on Gary. It's really great to see these families.
That is really fun to watch. Back to a 3.48 second deficit between Gary Holbein Jr. and Tanner Wright. And yeah, that was super fun to watch today. Gary Holbein came up on the first moto and he was like, okay, who's in the lineup on this one? I said, it's not, Gary's not in that one. He's like, okay, good, we're good.
These families, they get excited, and the kids are super excited. This is awesome to see the first ever IJSBA Junior Nationals right here in Oklahoma City.
Gary Holbein Jr., a pro racer in his own right, sponsored by Polaris Factory in the day. And he has passed on his winning ways to his young son, Gary Holbein Jr., only 14 years old. Favorite music, by the way, it's just, this is one of the reasons I love this guy. His favorite music is Heart, Van Halen, Rush, and T-Square and Cassiopeia. It's a nice music mix.
Well, if you ever met Gary Holbein Jr., he's definitely mature beyond his years. You would think he was probably like 23.
Congratulations to Gary Holbein Jr. for taking the win on that one. Tanner Wright officially going to hit second. And I absolutely agree. Yesterday, you actually caught him talking to some of the kids down there, and he turned into a complete ambassador for jet ski racing and was giving them the whole tour of the pit section and how easy it is to get involved with racing. We're talking about the gentleman you see on the screen there, Gary Holbein Jr. with the win. Here's our instant replay. And what a beautiful setup through these buoys. And you could see him just taking a quick look through, making sure he knows where he's at on the course and who's following him. But look at this setup. Very pretty, very tight to the buoy. He's a very physical rider, but I have to say it does look like a dance with him. I like how much he is in synchronicity in that boat. All right, you guys, again, as you're watching that, we're going to set it up with our next couple of interviews. Hey, I'm down here right now with Tristan Hebert, and now I understand the yellow helmet. We just got to real quick tell the story of why they call you Speed Bump.
I got ran over by one of my friends, and so ever since that, I got a bright new helmet, so I won't get ran over no more.
Well, I tell you what, not only did you not get ran over, but you got right up in the lead. Tell me about this race.
It was hard. I was battling Lily Wright pretty much all race until the back stretch when she fell.
Yeah, you looked amazing. How do you like the track out here?
It's tight, but yeah, it's really good.
Anybody you want to thank?
My dad, all my sponsors, my mom, and the Codwells.
Awesome. You did an amazing job. Can't wait to see you on the next race, Tristan.
Thank you.
You bet. Not as tall yet as Ryder Wildeboer, but just as outrageously fast on the race course. I'm here with Jet Wildeboer, who just took the win in the spec class. How'd you like the run?
I love it. It's fun out there competing against my friends, Parker Kaiser.
He's rowdy, isn't he?
Yeah, fun to race against.
I have to tell you, I really liked his setup yesterday with the gold and the white boat, but yours looks equally as wicked. How are you liking the new ride?
I like it.
Yeah? All right, sponsors you got to thank?
Chuck Speed, Shop Robo, KCal Customs, Clipper 212, Liquid Molly, Cometic gaskets, jet trim.
Now, I heard this rumor that they've been giving you a hard time for always riding the sit-down, so you're going to have to get into the stand-up class, too? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
All right. Am I going to see you out there soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. Now that I've heard the truth. All right, Jet Wildeboer, good luck. You've got a pair of aces. Let's see if you can make it a hat trick in Moto3.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. And we're on to our next one, Parker Kaiser. Since we were just talking about him, I'm so glad he came up to join us. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good, man. Nice charge. Not a great start on that one, but what a rebound. I love how you came through the pack. Tell me about the ride.
Yeah, I just decided to let everyone go off the start because I'm in my own class and I'm just the only one in there. So I just want to see how many I can catch of them.
Okay, so I heard the rumor that you were actually holding for Jet and then jumped on your own boat.
Yeah, I did that the first moto.
You do realize you're going to have to start charging for this, right?
Yeah.
All right, new side hustle for Parker Kaiser. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, TC Freeride, Grom, Works Racing, K-Cow Customs, Crown K Performance Horses, and Robo Speed Co.
All right, you are so much fun to watch out on the track, and I love the fact that you're able to multitask both stand up and sit down. We'll see you back for Moto3.
Thank you.
All right, sir, thank you. All right, we're bringing Glenn Elliott back on as my little cohort in crime, one of the top announcers in our sport. And not only that, but he has worked this region for years and years. And Glenn, it's so much fun to hang out with you because you know all the backstories as well.
Oh, yeah. I've really gotten to know a lot of these kids recently through the last couple of years that I moved back to Tennessee and got into it. So here we got another start.
Yeah, back out on this one after that really cool four-stroke thing. We are looking at race number 4. This is Ski Mod Light, 16 to 17.
125, Josh Simon with the hole shot. Now he's in his own class, 16 to 17-year-old stock, and right in behind him, that's number 107, Hendrick Smith.
All right, Hendrick Smith and Reese Guy is supposed to be in this as well. Looks like out in third.
No, she's not racing today in this. She decided to put all of her attention into the Ski GP.
Slacker.
Back in third, it's our add-on. That's Trent Cornett out of Wichita, Kansas on the 627.
All right, I'm going to give her a hard time for not jumping in this one.
Yeah, she declined to get in this one, and but out front, Josh Simon from Corona, California, on the stock 1500 Cowie. He's been looking pretty good all weekend.
All right, Josh Simon out of this is a long drive for him out of Corona. 16 years old, said he wants to be a Triple Crown champion. His boat is built by Pro Watercraft and TC Freeride. And I love his race number. That was his baseball number for him and his brother their whole lives. So I decided to transfer that over into jet ski racing as well.
And we want to give a big shout out to Pro Watercraft Racing and Chris Haggis for all the sponsorship for this weekend. Almost every kid yesterday in the ski lights had on those rear wedgie sponsons. If you don't have those rear wedgie sponsons, you're going to be down about 4 or 5 miles an hour.
Watching the multiple divisions out here today, and again, as he had mentioned, this is the ski stock class that Josh Simon is leading on. Rides for Parker Boat Company, Pro Watercraft. Ignite Racing Fuels, that's Brian Finlinson. Living up north, Fly Racing, haven't seen that in a while, so cool to have those guys still sponsoring. And, of course, Jet Trim and ODI Grips. And what a cool wrap he's got on the side of that boat. You're watching the incredible sweeper turn that Josh Simon just pulled off.
Yeah, that Ignite Racing Fuel, it's that E85 that Powell has been running for years. And Finlayson and all them guys are running. It's a really good fuel. Gives you a lot more horsepower.
Yeah, they've been pretty impressed with that.
It's made from corn.
I'm not sure where to go with that line. Corn is good.
We are in the Midwest.
Oh, that's a good point. Fair. That's fair. Josh Simon, and great run for him. 2-time national champion, already a world champion as well.
I met their family, a really great family. They got the whole family's here like on a trip. They're in the pits.
There's an interesting tiny error on buoy 4 on the inside. It looked like that whole boat just skipped a little bit out on him. Just a minor infraction. It's not going to affect him. And that is going to be a wrap for that one. They've already pulled him in. That's going to be a win for Josh Simon.
107, Hendrick Smith. He's going to win the 14 to 15-year-old division.
All right, and up next, we're going to do another quick interview. It's, again, one of our most popular comments yesterday on the live stream was to be able to get more of these interviews, so we wanted to deliver. How are you, Super G?
I'm doing good. Actually, you mentioned that nickname a lot. It's like Super G. You came up with that in Havasu.
How did you remember that?
Because Doug kept it going for like ages.
I hope it's still your nickname.
Dawn, it's stuck so much that now I took off Jet on the Super Jet sticker and replaced it with G.
You are not supposed to make me emotional on these interviews, but I just absolutely adore you for
well,
that.
I wanted to say that because you made a nickname stick that I at first didn't like, but then I'm gonna be honest.
Oh no.
No, I love it because everyone calls me that, and that's how everyone knows me is Super G.
Well, here's the crazy thing. Your dad is such a big personality and was so famous in racing, right? And then you come along, and I was so impressed with you and absolutely adored you at the Junior Stars of Florida event. Yes. And you just were one of the sweetest kids. And then you just demonstrate even more of this amazing ambassadorship yesterday. I saw you with that whole tribe that you gathered.
Yeah, all the people that were down there at the camp that they're doing here, I don't know what it's called, but they were all really nice. I'm glad I got to meet them and say hi. They were all really ecstatic to meet me. But yeah, my dad is a great trainer.
You are amazing.
Because having experience before, that really helps with, getting better.
Oh man.
You have to have someone that knows what they're doing to, do good for you to do well. You can't just have some random teenager teach you how to do jet ski racing because he's not going to know half the stuff.
Truer words were never spoken. I'm hanging out here with Super G. We'll be right back after this. All right, you guys, we're back. Welcome to race number 5. This is going to be Ski Mod Lights, 14 to 15, big class for us. We got 6 riders down on the line. This is the 14 and 15 age division, and we got some hot rods on boat number 2. Knox Ritchie out of Hickson, Tennessee. Caden Schilling also out of Hickson, and Karis Webster, who took the whole shot in that first moto out of Phoenix, Arizona, also on the line. Tristan Hebert out of Wichita, Kansas. Britton Reinhardt out of Lake Havasu City. And Jax Rowe rounding out your field as we get ready to go. And, man, that was a 3-way run. Looked like Karis Webster had a very good start. And that is
Tristan Hebert.
Is that Tristan?
Yep, on the 322. And those are both commanders with the 1050 Yamaha, now legal for Ski Mod Lights.
Now, Tristan's back in second with that yellow helmet, right?
Yep, he's in second. Britton Reinhardt right on his tail in third. She finished second in the first moto. Back and forth, Knox Ritchie on the deuce.
All right, so looking for your whole shot. Is that Rylan Webster?
Karis Webster.
Oh, it's Karis Webster. Back-to-back hole shots. What a rocket ship. All right.
She's on that new Commander, Dawn, that Steve Webster was showing me, and it's a brand new redesigned hull with the infusion process. Makes it lighter and stronger, and it's got the 1050 Yamaha CC motor.
All right, Tristan Hebert is going to come through second, and then your buddy Knox Rich in third.
Pulls up into third. He puts the move on Britton Reinhardt through the split. They've been battling all weekend.
Yeah. And then back in that 5th place spot, looked like boat number 22.
Caden Schilling from the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club, also riding for Dad's Wallet.
Dad's Wallet, great.
He's one of the kids from the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club GoFundMe account. Again, I want to thank everybody for their donations. We got donations from all over the country, including all the way out from Lake Havasu, like Chris Hagist.
Again, boat number 210, Karis Webster out of Phoenix, Arizona, with the whole shot still leading against the boys. She's sponsored by Commander Team Faith, Works, H2O, Blosian, Impros, and Fly Racing. And as you had mentioned, we have a brand new boat on the water, this new GP1 that Mr. Webster has been working on. And one of the biggest things that I got a chance to catch up with him about was the idea of symmetry. They've done so much work to every part of this as Knox Ritchie puts the pressure on Tristan Hebert. You can see it right at the upper part of the screen. Looked like Knox Ritchie got around Tristan for that second place spot.
Knox Ritchie on the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club. Killer Frog Racing. That's, of course, that's my team, Don.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's on the Killer Frog machine. He just put the move on Tristan Hebert on the 1050cc Commander. Of course, Knox on the 701 Superjet. Knox moving up into second. I know he's stoked.
I have to get a giggle out of this. Out of Saudi Daisy, Tennessee.
Saudi Daisy. That's where Body Beach East. That's where we have our racetrack, and we set up every Wednesday night. The Chattanooga Jet Ski Club. And all these kids, they get lots of laps. We ride every Wednesday night from 5 to 9.
His boat was built by his dad. First race and win back in 2022. And he says his hobbies riding one-wheelers, skateboards, surfing, wakeboarding, and playing the guitar. So a true Renaissance man.
Yeah, I actually came with the Richies this weekend. I rode with them and sat in the back with Knox, and he is the one-wheel king. You should see him on the pump track. He hit all the pump tracks over here this weekend.
I got this beautiful long shot. That's your race leader, Karis Webster, out of Phoenix, Arizona. She's only 13 years old. She's a student as well. Boat, of course, built by Steve Webster. That's the Commander GP1 1050. That race number, though, that's near and dear to her heart. That's the month and year of Karis's birthday. And she also won the very first day she raced. And as I talked with her yesterday, Glenn, that was such a heartwarming opportunity to hang out with her, because she said, you know, I wasn't really even hooked on it until I took that win. And she goes, then I was full-on addicted to racing. We're getting a time for this young lady. That's Karis Webster. She makes her way through about midway on this race. We're looking at these races starting to kick up in the lap times. This one's going to be 6 laps total for Ski Mod Lights. And her race time, 1:03.48. Ooh, very tight.
Straight. That's Britton Reinhardt on the 851. She's given a challenge to the 322 of Tristan Hebert. Hebert holds her off through the Jet Tribe Racing bridge sweeper down the Commander back straightaway. Coming across the line, that was 22, Caden Schilling, riding for the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club and Dad's Wallet, and he's chased down by 995. Jax Rowe, another Chattanooga Jet Ski Club competitor.
Hey, I want to just do a couple shout-outs on the live stream. Robert Sand, thank you so much for joining us. And Jonathan McCreary, I love that 627 is out there as well. And yes, you do have to root for them. 2 more great comments from the live stream as we watch Karis Webster, and if I may pull another pun, in command of this race. Gosh, that was so bad.
Down that Commander back straightaway, coming through the front split. That's going to be the deuce. Knox Ritchie on the Killer Frog Racing Chattanooga Jet Ski Club machine. Tristan Hebert has got his own battle right now with Britton Reinhardt on the split.
Yep, and you can actually see that split action. I know that Glenn is just running that first through fourth, but the split action was actually happening on the right-hand side of the screen. And you can see Knox Ritchie actually is down, just working his way through the stretch on the left-hand side as Karis Webster makes her way to the option. And then she's going to pick one of these splits. Looks like she's going to go to the inside on this one. And you can hear the whistles. And
got to ride her down in the outside split. That's going to be Jax Rowe from the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club.
Tough break for her. Excuse me, for Jax Rowe. Meanwhile, Karis Webster, no dramas as she comes through this race course. First person to win on the 2021 Superjet. And she says she loves also riding the KTM 250. Her favorite music, by the way, is Drake. It's awesome. stretch and hypes herself up by listening to music before she gets on their boat. And one of her big goals, you guys, is to be able to race overseas. She's never been out of the country racing. So I think it's about time for this 13-year-old to hit a global track. You're watching Karis Webster. Battle's still going between Tristan Hebert and Britton Reinhardt. And again, your race leader all the way on that back stretch by herself. And let's take a look at how well she handles this brand new boat from Commander Industries on the inside. And I think one of the things that's noticeable about these new boats and the technology is you watched the front end of her boat. You could see that thing just barely chiming. Congratulations, a beautiful win for Karis Webster, riding for Commander Industries.
Coming on the inside split, that's the Deuce, Knox Ritchie from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He also rides for Papa Curtis. That's his grandpa.
Oh, that's so cool. Man, he looks solid as well. Very physical rider. He's going to take second. Beautiful run for Knox Ritchie. And I'm telling you what, Glenn, Britton Reinhardt just not giving up on this battle with Tristan Hebert. She's on the inside, Tristan Hebert on the outside. And Britton putting pressure on him, and that is going to be a close one. Tristan Hebert with third, barely. And Britton Reinhardt fourth.
Great race.
Man, that was awesome. Here's our view of some of these great racers as they finish up. And your opportunity to take a look at this very horizontal, very narrow track, but I love the venue, and I actually really like this track as well. We got some pretty cool stuff coming at you on this final race, to include a new buoy.
That's right. Throw in the Joker buoy all the way down on the far right-hand side, left-hand side of the track, all the way there at the end. They got to pick that up one time during this next moto.
So on one of the 8 massive laps that they're going to be doing in moto number 2, and then they're going to be going to 10 laps on that final one, they're going to have to pick up the what we call the Joker buoy. It's a big black buoy down at the end. We'll show you that once they get started. And there is your lineup. You can see Ryan Poper. Man, that's a beautiful boat. Here's the recap of race number 1. Whole shot went to Ryan Poper on boat number 11 out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. He was followed very quickly by rider Wildeboer out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And third on that start was Ryland Webster. And in fourth was Reese Geis. But that's not how it finished, Glenn. I heard an amazing call from you towards the end. And that call ended up with rider Wildeboer taking the win and Ryan Poper in second.
That's right. One of my favorite racers of the weekend, Ryder Wildeboer, and he just has so much style, Don, and he's just riding in this attack position the whole time. It's amazing to see him on that brand new Pro Watercraft Racing Pro Force 3.
Right now they're doing a quick warm-up lap before they bring him back to the line, and then we are going to go racing. So a lot of them are just getting an opportunity to warm those very hyped-up boats. This is the first time we've seen a Ski Youth Elite GP class.
And Hendrick Smith is going to join the fray on that number 37 Tim Miller Deplorable Racing Machine.
Yep, Ryan Poper aboard a brand new Commander. Hendrick Smith on the Pro Watercraft boat. Josh Simon on a boat that's a Pro Watercraft TC Freeride Hybrid. Ryland Webster, of course, also sporting a brand new Commander. And like I said earlier, what a great story behind this boat. They have a vacuum bag infusion process, which is incredibly innovative. And what that has created, that infusion process, all built in the U.S., has created a much stronger and a much more powerful, faster boat. And again, the symmetry And the original GP1s, per Steve Webster's comment, was, I loved them, but I didn't feel the symmetry between the left and the right side of those boats. So I came back to the drawing board and I really focused on that. And one of the interesting things, like if you tried to put a GP1 hood on the old boats on that new boat, wouldn't fit. They've completely retooled and redesigned with all American parts on it. And I tell you what, those boats are looking wicked fast.
Yeah, I was out there in the pits yesterday talking to Steve Webster. He gave me the lowdown on the technology, and I was checking out all the hulls. Really incredible. Check them out. The first one that built is here this weekend. Ryland, we're going to see Ryland Webster on that machine. That's the 127.
Yeah, I get to see that right here first. And, of course, Reese Geis on another Commander as well. But don't count out the other great builders as well. Pro Watercraft is representing on this lineup, as well as TC Freeride. I think we're going to see a great representation of the different manufacturers here in just a moment as we get ready to go. What a gorgeous view of Riversport OKC. This is a facility that started out with a $100 million seed fund to get it going. They purchased over 100 acres, and because of all of this incredible technology, they've hosted such amazing events as the 2022 Red Bull Rapids and the 22 International Canoe Federation Sprint Super Cup, just to name a few. Looks like they're ready to go down on the line. Whoa, what a start as we get ready to go with one of the fastest races of the day.
And Reese Geis, 141 with the hole shot on the outside. That's 888. Ryder Wildeboer pulling up into second. Ryland Webster goes down. And that's going to put Ryan Poper into third. Josh Simon into fourth.
Again, beautiful start from the young lady out of Arizona. Reese Geis with the hole shot. Ryder Wildeboer in second.
And taking the Joker buoy immediately was our hole shot.
Oh, that's interesting. That is an interesting move. Ryder Wildeboer has moved into the lead, but he will have to take the Joker buoy, and that is an unusual piece of strategy. So hole shot goes to, again, Reese Geis 141, but Ryder Wildeboer is your new leader.
Ryan Poper on the number 11 in second. He's the son of our premier sponsor this weekend, Jeremy Poper from Leisure Pools out in New Mexico. And Reese Geis in third. She's already taken the Joker buoy.
That is going to change the game. We talked about strategy. It's a high-risk maneuver to take it on that first lap because all of the other riders are ahead of her. But I will tell you, when you've got somebody that is that quick, it opens up an opportunity. Ryan Poper going out to the Joker buoy as well. That moves Reese Geis up into the second place spot. So Ryder Wildeboer of the top three, the only rider now that has not taken the Joker. And Reese Geis has got herself right back in the princess position in second place. That strategy could turn out to give her a win in the first moto. You're watching the Ski Youth Elite GP, and I got to say, these guys are riding like pros. Wow. All right, again, your top four. It's going to be Ryder Wildeboer, followed by Reese Geis, Ryan Poper, and then Josh Simon, your top four. And now Josh hasn't taken the Joker, I don't believe, either.
No, but Hendrick Smith, he just got passed by Ryland Webster, and I believe Ryland took it. And right now, Ryder Wildeboer takes the Joker buoy. And he's going to come out ahead of Reese Geis. So Ryder Wildeboer through the Joker buoy, holding on to the lead. Reese Geis in second, Ryan Poper in third, but all three taking the outside split.
Man, this is crazy. You know what I forgot to do? You made me forget, Glenn, because we're going too fast. It's too awesome. We're going to put a stopwatch on these guys.
All right.
I want to see how fast they are. I know you guys do too.
Ryder is turning some unbelievable laps. He's so fast through the corners on that Pro Force 3. It's unbelievable.
Ryder Wildeboer, 16 years old, out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. His boat built by Pro Watercraft is on the Pro Force 3.0, he said. And that 888, that's a special number. That's his mom's race number, and she's the reason he races, so he kept her number to always honor her and support her. He's sponsored by Barrel House, Pro Watercraft, Jet Tried, Jet Trim. 11-time world champion And I just want to reiterate, he's only 16 years old, and he's also a one-time Triple Crown championship. He did that when he was only 14.
Wow. And Ryder told me up in the pits that he's got a brand new Pro Force 3 in the works right now with the mod motor. He's just running a stock motor.
53.25 is the lap time for Ryder Wildeboer on that number 5. Wow.
Reese Guy's coming around the Jet Tribe sweeper down the Commander back straightaway, and she's holding a slight lead over Ryan Poper, number 11 on the Leisure Pools machine.
Now this is going to be tricky because Reese Geis has moved back a little bit. And this is what I would consider one of the prime opportunities for Ryder Wildeboer to get ahead of her and go ahead and pick up that Joker buoy, but he doesn't do it yet, which surprised me.
Oh, no, Ryder already got the Joker buoy.
Oh, he did? He got it on the other lap?
He got it.
Are you sure?
Yep, 2 or 3 laps ago. He went through it and came out ahead of Reese Geis.
Interesting.
So all 3 top riders have taken their Joker buoys. I think everyone's through the Joker buoy.
All right, 7.90 seconds separating Reese Geis and Ryder Wildeboer. And very
Ryder
close.
he took the Joker buoy late, but he did come out ahead of Reese Geis out of there.
Interesting.
And he's already down the back straightaway, putting Hendrick Smith down a lap on the deplorable racing machine.
All right, Tillin Blaylock saying 888 is ripping. Yeah, no kidding. 888 ball leading, and Ryan Poper is really putting a lot of pressure on your second place rider, Reese Geis. They're over on the right-hand side of the track. That's the 1-4 boat, 141 boat, and the 11 boat. 2.36 seconds is all that seconds separating them, and that is Caden Webster coming through.
Caden riding the 210.
And there is Ryder Wildeboer. Says he loves being active and outside, but dislikes video games. His life goal is one of my favorites, win and make money. 2.36 seconds still separating Ryan Poper from Reese Geis, your second and third place riders.
Yeah, I was hanging out down there in the pits with Ryder and Jet, and what a great family. I love these kids. Great representatives for the sport.
Good run. Chris Hendricks up, and did he move up into 4th? Boat number 37, just taking a look.
No,
Or he was down, actually,
down.
wasn't he?
He's a
Okay.
lap down.
So Josh Simon still in 4th. And Rylan Webster in 5th after a disastrous exit on the start on lap number 7, or excuse me, buoy number 7 on that start. And unfortunately, that pushed him back. He's in 5th. Still got a great opportunity at a podium. He took 3rd in the first moto. And a 1.65 only separating Ryan Poper from Reese Geis. Your second and third battle still heating. That is your sweeper turn off of the back stretch right before they come and pick up the option buoy. You're watching Ryder Wildeboer. It's going to take the outside split again. Beautiful run for him. Look how tight he is pushing those turns. And that's going to be a wrap. The 8 laps for this one. Beautifully done for Ryder Wildeboer taking the win. And it is going to be a battle as we finish up these final couple of buoys. Not done on the racing with 141. Reese Geis, who does get second. But that was super close. Look how fast that was with Ryan Poper in 3rd.
Reese Geis almost let off the gas too soon, but I believe she held Ryan Poper off for 2nd.
Yeah, I think she did. Chris Hendricks coming through, or excuse me, Hendrick Smith coming through out of Liberty Hill, Texas.
And right there, a pass for 4th. That's going to be 127. Rylan Webster just put the move on Josh Simon.
Beautiful, right on the finish line. Josh Simon
just got him through the split.
All right, again, here is your final. Boat number 888, Ryder Wildeboer with the win, followed by Reese Geis and Ryan Poper, respectively, in 3rd. Rylan Webster for 4th, and Josh Simon rounding out your top 5th. You're watching moto number 2 of Ski Youth Elite GP. We're going to start right back at the top with race number 1 for the 3rd and final round of motos, and then we're going to be going into the 2 GP classes. Speaking of just one of my favorite people, she's also a Webster. I'm down here with Karis Webster. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Doc?
I'm doing awesome. Amazing win in that second moto. Tell me about the ride.
What I would have to tell you is that I'm on an amazing boat. I think that's the only reason I can get out there, and also I get to train with some of the best athletes in this sport. Great moto. Boat ran awesome. Really got to test some things with the splits, see which split is faster or which one I can flow better with. And I'm just really excited to be out here and be on the water and be able to promote my new 1050 GP1.
Yeah, you look awesome. I got to tell you, just super quick, I was so impressed at your handling of that boat because you haven't been on it very long. How long you been riding?
This boat, a week.
Yeah, I had a feeling it wasn't a super long time. So one of the things that Steve had told me on the build of this is that he really worked on the left and the right side just being in sync, right? Are you feeling that on the water?
I feel it 1,000%. I mean, if you go and ride one of the older Commander halls and you hop on the new hall, whatever you like on our old GP1, it's that and 10 times more. It's perfect. It's symmetrical. It handles I don't even know. I don't even have words. It's just amazing how well it handles, and I love the boat so much, and I'm so happy that I'm able to get it out in the water and push as hard as I can.
Well, I got to tell you, it's so cool to listen to her talk. Karis Webster, of course, up here hanging out with me, but her mom, Brittany Webster, actually was in marketing in college, and I just kind of feel like you might be following in the footsteps. Amazing chat. I appreciate you catching me up on that boat, and also great win. All right, girl. We'll be back with even more great racing, hanging out here with Karis Webster and the rest of the amazing juniors here at the Junior Nationals. All right, you guys.
This is it. Make this the summer you go for more. More adventure, more fun, more time outdoors. Plan your trip to Riversport OKC and get ready to check off your bucket list. Ziplining? Check. Whitewater rafting, tubing, and surfing? Check. A 6-story ropes course and even indoor skiing? Check and done. From getting on the water to reaching for the sky, make this the summer you go for more at Riversport. Downtown OKC and online at riversportokc.org.
All right, you guys, welcome back. We're on our final set of motos, and as soon as we get the paperwork up in the tower, I'll give you the overalls for these guys. But I can tell you that Ty Smith looking solid, and Tristan Hebert as well. Tristan taking the win in Moto 1, and it was Ty Smith who took the win in Moto number 2. You're about to watch the final moto of race number 1 ski, 4-stroke lights, 10 to 11, and the 12 to 13 class. Now in the 10 to 11, it's Bentley Cox going head-to-head with Ty Smith. And then in the 12 to 13 class, it's Tristan Hebert, Gavin Bergland, Lily Wright, and Trent Cornett going at a battle. And just, you could see the staging down there as they get ready to go. Looks like boat number 627, that's Trent Cornett right in the middle of that pack. Lily Wright lined up right next to him on the 4-3 boat. It's the 319 of Bentley Cox that is on the pole position, and right next to him is Tristan Hebert on the 4-1. So the pole position is going to be Bentley Cox, 11 years fast. And it looks to me like Ty Smith has chosen to line up on the outside. That's a Cinderella position that we've talked about so many times at these races. It's actually longer, I mean, just from a geometry standpoint, right? Closest point to A to B is where you want to be. But when you're looking for clean water and jet ski racing, sometimes that outside really works for you.
Well, and it's a really tight start. We're kind of limited to this boat ramp, so it's a really tight start, and outside's not bad. You can sweep.
Yep. Ooh, Gavin Berglund with just a bit of a slowdown on that start.
43, Lily Wright is in a battle with Bentley Cox.
Yeah, that's so cool to see. Lily Wright had a great start in Moto number 1 as well, and she's got the line and is going to take the whole shot in Moto number 3.
Bentley Cox currently in second, and he's got Ty Smith all over him.
Man, Jeff Wright's got to be down there on the line going crazy right now with the whole shot from this young lady.
And it looked like Tristan Hebert missed a buoy.
Lily Wright out of Kansas, 13 years old. She said one of her favorite likes is Eggs Benedict. I love this girl already. That's one of my favorite food groups. This boat built by her dad, Jeff Wright, no slouch in racing himself with multiple titles at Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and a ton of regional golds as well. And he has raised a very fast daughter, Lily Wright, your number 1 rider out on the course.
Jeff Wright, one of the premier vintage racers, he's heading out to California to go into the 550 shootout, Don.
Did you just call him vintage? That is outstanding.
Lily Wright with a huge hole shot. 319 is Bentley Cox. He's in a battle with Tristan Hebert.
Oh, Tristan's got the line on this one, Glenn, as they come into that big sweeper turn. Question is, will he have the horsepower?
Well, and he missed a buoy. He's going out to the makeup buoy. That's going to put Ty Smith up into third.
All right, so change in the top 3 as we have 43. That's Lily Wright leading, followed by Bentley Cox, one of his best spots so far, and then Tristan Hebert in third.
Oh, Ty Smith in third right now. Tristan Hebert has been pushed back to fourth.
Oh, that's right. He got a move to Mr. Buoy.
He had to make that makeup buoy.
There you go. All righty, so Ty Smith back in third. Tristan Hebert in fourth after the makeup buoy down here at the far right-hand side. Now, none of the other classes have to do the Joker buoy, so we won't have to worry about that in this one.
And this is a really great race right now for number 319, young Bentley Cox, to be holding off Ty Smith. This is incredible. Oh, he missed that buoy.
Okay, he's got an opportunity to do a makeup. All he has to do is pick up the buoy at the end of the track here. But 10.54 seconds separating first and second place. And Ty Smith going to try to get around him, probably going to get it done in that inside split. Ty Smith has moved into second. Bentley Cox third. Tristan Hebert in fourth.
Bentley Cox going to have to take the makeup buoy. There he goes. That's going to move Tristan Hebert up into third.
All right. And again, Ty Smith in second. And Ty has been the only one in that top 3 who's had an overall or in a win in that second moto. So he's got to be feeling pretty good about his position. Let's take a look at their overalls. Coming into this final moto, it was Tristan Hebert with the overall points. He's in the lead. Gavin Berglund is in second with a 3-3 finish. Trent Cornett had a D and F, so he is going to be a bit out of it on the points. And then Lily Wright also had a D and F, so they're tied for third with those 2 D and Fs. So both of them have an equal opportunity here to get onto the podium.
We had a little problem earlier with the debris, and a couple of guys got it in their pumps.
Ty Smith is tied up with Bentley Cox, so he really needs to get a good finish here. Bentley Cox currently with the points leader.
And speaking of Ty Smith, down the Commander back straightaway, he's pulling up on 43 Lily Wright. Down the front straight, Bentley Cox has his own battle with 627. I believe that's Jackson Lloyd.
All right, so again to the track, we've got Lily Wright under pressure from Ty Smith. She did have a 10.54 second lead, and that has been reduced fairly drastically down to a 3.90.
On the back straightaway, Gavin Berglund, 31. He loses his machine.
Oh, tough break for Gavin. You can see the big sweeper turn on the screen. That is your battle for the lead. That is Lily Wright going to the outside split. And to the inside is going to be Ty Smith on the 515. And this could be very close. And look at the
Well,
splits.
Lily Wright down on power. Looks like she's got something in the pump. Unfortunately, that's going to put Ty Smith out front. Lily Wright down on power.
All right. So as you watch through that inside split section, Ty Smith, your new race leader, and Lily Wright dropping back as she tries to fix those problems, and she is still in the split section. Tristan Ebert has now moved into second place.
Lily Wright reaching up under her pump, trying to pull whatever's out, and that's going to put Bentley Cox move up a position.
All right, so Bentley, too, has moved up. He is in third. Again, your new top three would be Ty Smith, followed by Tristan Hebert and Bentley Cox. Oh, what a tough break for the young lady that was doing so well and leading in the final moto. You're watching the four-stroke lights, 12 to 13, the four-stroke lights, 10 to 11. And you could see on the camera here that they're trying to help her get that debris out of the pump. So tough break for your race leader. Beautiful long shot view. And to the right, you can see on the outside split, your race leader, boat number 515, Ty Smith. Man, that's just a heartbreaker, isn't it?
Ty riding for the Go Fast, and if you want a really sweet Super Jet package, go check out the Go Fast package because Ty Smith's been just railing it all weekend.
Two-time world champion, first race and win in 2021, Ty Smith, sponsored by Go Fast, Chuck Speed Shop, Works Racing, Liqua Moly, LSZ Helmets, Blur Optics, and ODI Grips.
And Tristan Hebert, he looks like he may have something in his pump. He's going down the back straightaway. He's jumping up and down on it. Waving riders to the inside split as they put Lily Wright's boat on the hook.
Final couple of laps for race number one. This is going to be the final moto for him, and there's a great shot of Bentley Cox as he works his way through this track. He's on the outside portion of that track. And you can see a lot of the riders having to deal with, anytime you've got open water like this, a river system where you have opportunity for debris or things to work through the river. I mean, this is a working river here at Oklahoma City's River at the Riversport OKC. You know you're going to be dealing with those kind of challenges.
We had a lot of rain last night.
Yep. Congratulations to Ty Smith for taking the win in this first race, and he is going to get the overall for four-stroke lights, 10 to 11.
41, that's Tristan Hebert.
Tristan Hebert will be taking second on the track, but he also will have the overall in four-stroke lights, 12 to 13. And a beautiful race, but a lot of lead changes in that final of the first race of the day with these guys. And I'm here with a taller version of the Wildeboers. How are you, sir?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm very good, Ryder. Tell me how that boat is working out for you this year.
Dude, the boat is working amazing. I mean, a lot of improvement. I mean, from last year, you know, we've been working on it. I mean, for the last 3 years. And I mean, to get to this point is just awesome. I mean, it's a big thing for us, you know.
Do you feel like it's an advantage being able to be a test rider for Chris and the team at Pro Watercraft when you're out there working with them?
Oh, yeah. It helps me a lot. I mean, I get to ride the boat. I know everything about it. I mean, I know all the motor stuff. I know everything. I mean, I've learned so much, and it does help me a lot as a rider to be able to know what my ski's doing and what to change.
So we've been talking about time on boat, right? So how long have you been on this new boat with that setup?
Well, the setup, honestly, right now has been changing a lot. We've been trying a bunch of new things, you know. So it changes. I mean, when I'm testing with Chris, it changes every other week, you know.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. But no, honestly, I mean, we do a great job of he does a great job trying to keep it simple for me, you know, not changing big things, you know, little things. And but no, I mean, I've had a decent amount of time on this boat, but yeah, I mean, I'm having fun.
Now, my final question, and I think a lot of people would love to hear this. How's it feel to be a part of something that is such a big deal, but it's the first time ever we've done a junior nationals? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I love it. I love training juniors. I love working with them. I mean, it's just so cool to see how smart these young kids are. And I mean, they do a great job navigating around the course and everything. So I love seeing this, and I mean, it's a big part. I wish I had this as a kid. So.
You know, you started as a junior, but now you're in this crazy position where people are looking up to you, and it was probably such a exciting opportunity to be on the course with you this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've had a lot of kids come up to me, and I mean, I love it. I mean, I just love seeing it as semi-pro now, you know, seeing young kids come up to me, because I remember when I was at that age, and I would love if a pro would have came up and talked to me, and I was able to talk to them.
All right. Well, speaking of pro, we hope we get you on the international circuit as well. Can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that triple crown that you did nail as well. But I can't wait to see you out in some of the global events.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome, sir. All right, we're here with Ryder Wildeboer as we get ready to go with our third and final set of motos. And as you saw, we've already got one of those races down. We're going to race number 2. On the track today. This is the final moto for this sport spec class, and we've got 2 divisions in this as well. I'll get you that rundown in just a second.
Speaking of Wildeboers, on the outside, Jet Wildeboer, one of my favorite riders of the weekend on that C2 HX.
Yeah, and what a perfect setup that was, because he's your current points leader. Your current points leader with the Triple H, Jet Wildeboer, and second is Hendrick Smith. Hendrick Smith on the 37 boat as we get out of the gate, 193 a Cooper Caldwell, and also 924 Parker Kaiser on the track.
Hendrick Smith on the deplorable Tim Miller racing machine with the hole shot. Jet Wildeboer just sideways. He's back in second.
Oh, man, that's unusual. That's the first time I've seen a misstep on a start with him.
Cooper Caldwell in third. He's got a battle with Parker Kaiser, and Parker Kaiser's going to make the move.
Ooh, Parker got around him on that. That's amazing. That was a really beautiful move, and in a high-risk area. Parker into third. Wow.
And it looks like Cooper Caldwell may be down on power. There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of debris. On the inside, outside split, Hendrick Smith, 37, in a battle with Jet Wildeboer.
And again, your pole position was actually Hendrick Smith, and he converted that pole position quite nicely into a hole shot. Currently leading, boat number 37, Hendrick Smith, out of Liberty Hill, Texas.
The son of race director Justin Smith, a regular on the Naughty Water Series. He pretty much rides the sport class every weekend. Him and Cooper Caldwell have a battle.
He's a freshman this year, also wrote Go Panthers, so pretty sure supporting his school there. Race number 107 is one of his race numbers. It's his dad's number, and it's in honor of his dad's best friend's number, who actually suddenly passed away in January of 2007. And as we mentioned, a lot of these race numbers have an amazing amount of spiritual significance. You're watching Hendrick Smith, a 2-time national champion, leading.
Jet Wildeboer reeling him in, and Jet goes to the inside after Hendricks goes to the outside, so we'll see what's up coming out of the split.
Yep, let's see if Hendrick Smith, who also loves bull riding, is able to hold off this young bull from the inside. And he takes a quick look over as Jet Wildeboer comes through. He's got the line. Hendrick Smith's going to shut the door. And a 1:10 is the time for your laps in the sports bet class. Look how close Wildeboer is. That's a serious toe hook situation that he is pulling him in that quick. You know what surprised me is how quickly Parker Kaiser moved up in the mix as well. He's very close to Jet Wildeboer.
Parker Kaiser on the wave blaster just missed that buoy. He's going to have to take the makeup buoy.
Oh, rats. Parker Kaiser out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. 16 years old. He actually works for TC Freeride. That's like a dream job. Taylor
TC Freeride boats have been so fast all weekend.
They have. Yeah, they really have.
I'd say if you wanted the package, you need to get the TC Freeride or the Go Fast package. Those two guys in Havasu have just really got these boats running extremely well.
I really do like Parker Kaiser's attitude. Life goals to have as much fun as possible while racing, and right now he's definitely putting the hammer on Jet Wildeboer.
Those two guys are buddies. They're here together this weekend. They're going to be making a stop on the Great Lakes Watercross Tour in June.
Yeah,
24th and 27th.
I heard you talking about Jamie and Brad Bohut, just two of the sweetest people you ever meet. Both racers as well, by the way.
first round is this weekend, but these guys are going to be making a stop. The Waldebors and Parker Kaiser, they're going to be hitting that tour.
3.24 seconds separating Hendrick Smith from Jet Wildeboer, and it looks to me like he's dropped back just a little bit. Let's see which of the split sections Hendrick Smith takes on this lap. And he goes to the outside, Glenn, so he's going to force Jet to make a decision. Get back in the Jet wash, which he does. He also goes to the outside, and Parker Kaiser going to try to play sneaker to the inside split. Interesting. Let's see if he's made up any time on the outside. Was a 3.24. Now it's a 3.00. So, yep, Jet Wildeboer did make up a little time on the inside. Or, excuse me, on the outside split following Hendrick Smith. Beautiful race conditions this afternoon, low 90s, a little bit more humidity than we've been used to, but definitely amazing. I love you too, Mikey Young, who's joined us on the live stream.
Mikey Young, hello, buddy.
All right, so again, we are watching the second race of this final set of motos. We've got 6 races today, and then on top of that, we've got 2 grand championships. I'll talk about that next. Again, Hendrick Smith just looks so solid on this HX boat. It's a longer hull, more stability, and it definitely creates challenges for the Wave Blaster, which to me makes it even more impressive that Parker Kaiser has stayed up with these guys. Both of the top 2 riders aboard those HX designed hulls. And is it just me, or did Hendrick Smith move out a little bit deeper on his lead? 4.47. Yeah, he's opened up the gap as we work our way through the final couple of laps.
And 193, that's Cooper Caldwell in the J. Caldwell's pool machine. He's back in 4th.
These guys were doing 6 laps in this class, so they've got to be creeping up on the final couple of buoys here as, again, a decision is forced. And look at that. Jet Wildeboer takes the outside following Hendrick Smith. That's an unusual move as you wrap up your final couple of laps, trying to get that free water, that open water, but I think that Jet Wildeboer just feels like this is the fastest line, and he's going to stay with him.
Yeah, and Hendrick Smith, like I said, he rides the sport class every weekend on the Naughty Water Series, and he's no slouch. He can rail any ski, and in the first moto, I believe he might have got something in his pump there. He was playing back there with Cooper Caldwell, but he's not playing around now. He's holding off Jet Wildeboer, one of the up-and-coming racers in the sport class, and Jet has really impressed me all weekend.
Yeah, he's an outstanding rider, but right now I have to say the story goes to Hendrick Smith, a gentleman that loves mostly country music, but he says all kinds. But his life goal, I want to build pools for a living. 2-time national champion, generally always in the top 10 since he started racing in 2017.
Yeah, last year in the pits in Lake Havasu, Hendricks was teaching everybody how to throw a lasso.
Well, that would make sense. So they, I believe he likes to ride bulls and pretty much a big farm boy, rancher. And that kind of background in Texas is pretty common, especially down in Liberty Hill, which is where he's from. And congratulations to Hendrick Smith. He nailed that win, followed by Jet Wildeboer and Parker Kaiser, respectively.
And here comes Cooper Caldwell in that J. Caldwell's pools. We appreciate his support.
Speaking of pools, I want to say a special shout out to Tina and Lee Poper, the founders of Leisure Pools and our title sponsor for this weekend. And of course, his incredibly talented son, Jeremy Poper. And the family legacy continues with their son, Ryan Poper, who's been racing this weekend. Up next, we've got another mighty junior to talk to. Ty, I've been hanging out with you a lot this weekend.
You have.
You've not been slacking out on the race course, sir.
No, I haven't.
You know, when juniors out talk you should just hand them both mics. I'm just going to give them both to you. Tell me a little bit about this race and how you feeling right now, because you're at the top.
Well, I sucked a lot of stuff up. Probably a lot of bottle caps. Probably a lot of wood. and a lot of trash.
Mm-hmm.
But
I appreciate you vacuuming the river for us.
you're welcome.
No extra charge.
So, on the back where the sweeper is, I was quarter throttle
Mhm.
was as much as I could go.
And
So-
yet, winning.
Well, I kept hopping up and down trying to get it out, and finally I got a wave from the back straightaway come to me, and I tried to hop it, and it got out of the water, and it shot out, so
Well,
that was pretty lucky for me.
beautifully done. Ty, I'm just so impressed with you. Tell him again how old you are and how long you've been racing.
I'm 11 years old, and I've been racing for 3 years.
Yep, I tell you what, if we had bets, it would be on this gentleman because he is incredible. Thank you so much, Ty Smith.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll see you at the award ceremony. Up next with Shark board shorts. That's perfect because you went on the hunt on that last moto. Tell me about the ride, Tristan Hebert.
So what happened, I had a terrible start, but I just started to work my way up, eating them one by one.
Yeah, you did amazing. How was your start? Back in fourth?
Yeah.
I think you were in fourth on that one. Moved all the way up into the lead. Strategy on that, just don't give up. What was your strategy?
Just don't give up and just don't ride weird.
Don't ride weird.
Yeah.
Those are very sage words. Do you have some sponsors you want to thank?
Just mostly my dad and Justin and the Codwells and my mom.
Yeah, you did amazing out here. I noticed you got the Riversport thing. Have you had a chance to hang out at the venue?
Yeah.
So tell me what all you've participated in since we were able to play out here this weekend.
I did the tubing thing and surfboarding.
And what'd you like best?
The
Surfboarding? The surfboarding?
Yeah.
Have you seen that they've got the zip line across the river?
Yeah, I wanted to go on it, but it's usually closed by the time we get there.
Doggone it. Okay, if it's not closed, I think you and I should do the zip line today.
Okay.
Okay, deal. We're here at Riversport OKC hanging out with Tristan Hebert, who just took an amazing win in an overall. Thank you, sir. Lily in the house. Okay. Lily Wright, whole shot, rocking it in that race. What happened?
Debris got stuck in my thing, and I did everything to try and get it out. I idled, I tried, and I even hopped off my ski to fit my hand in the motor. It still wouldn't come out.
I know, I saw you. You were actually on the outside split when all that was unfolding. But on that first lap, was your dad down there just jumping up and down? Did he lose his mind?
Yeah.
I had a feeling Jeff Wright was pretty excited when he saw
Someone
it.
had to tell him to breathe.
Not even surprised. He had to be doing a spider monkey move. But you could see him coming through. Could you see him at all? No, too focused.
Yeah, too focused.
Oh, my gosh. Girl, you did great. Was this your first whole shot ever or no?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Your first time in the lead? Multiple laps?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you did amazing. I have to say, I can't wait to see you at more races. You are spectacular to watch. Who would you like to thank?
I would like to thank my grandma, my dad, and my mom.
Ah, awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you back out in the trout and, of course, on the podium this evening. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Lily Wright here at Junior Nationals. Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
All right. Hey there. How are you today?
Good.
All right. So Gavin or Bentley? Gavin and Bentley. I thought you were Bentley because shorter, 319, but I wasn't sure. All right. So I'm down here with Bentley, and tell me about that run.
A lot of competition, yeah, and also, I almost lapped him because he fell.
Oh, you totally threw shade. That was awesome. All right, I have a feeling we're gonna get feedback even more on that one. Is there feedback after that comment? Yeah, I've got to figure Gavin's
There's
gonna.
2 races before that, and both of them I got ahead of you.
I know you guys both look like a lot of fun. You guys race together a lot.
Yeah,
You do?
we are partners from Nebraska.
Oh, you are really? Okay, Bentley, what do you like best about Gavin's racing?
Basically, he just puts a lot of competition into it.
He looks like he's a lot of fun to race with.
Yeah.
All right, and Gavin, what do you like best about racing with Bentley?
I think he has great hole shots. He almost always gets the hole shots. Just if you work on those turns, he'll be one of the pros.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be great. Are you guys gonna try to sneak out to World Finals this year too?
I think so. We don't know quite yet, but maybe.
All right, and from both of you, what's your favorite part about Riversport OKC?
I really liked the Flow Rider over there, and me and Bentley were both on it. The whole jet ski crew was. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. If we have that zip line open, will you guys do the zip line with me today?
Yeah, me and Bentley have already done it.
What? Okay, so you'll have to give me the pointers. What's your favorite part of Riversport OKC?
It's a lot of fun, and I like the facility because it's super nice.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
It's really, really huge. All right, cool. Well, we'll see, I guess, both of you on the podium tonight. And I can't wait. But anybody you want to thank? Sponsors.
My dad, All Seasons Motorsports, Wilson Premier Powder Coating, and my parents for bringing me out here.
Oh, perfect. And Gavin?
I'd like to thank Wilson's Superior Powder Coating, All Seasons Motorsports, my mom and dad, and one of my sponsors, Las Reyes Sunglasses.
Oh, perfect. And I like the fact that he brought the sunglasses. Well, that'll do it. Thank you guys so much. We're down here with even more great racers. We'll be back to the racing.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, sir. And we're going to take you right back down to the line live because we've got one of the big races coming at you. This is race number 3. And this one's going to be our 4-stroke light class, the 14 to 15 moto.
Don, how fun was that to interview these kids?
It has been an absolute gas all
I
weekend.
can tell you're having a blast. This is so much fun, and some of the answers that you get are just...
Aren't they just, they crack me up. They outsmart me. All right, great start here. You're watching the lineup. Gary Holbein Jr., who's had back-to-back hole shots. And he looks like he's
Javier Falcone with the hole shot.
Oh, I don't know.
He's going to make the move.
I think Tanner got him. Tanner Wright. Well, what would you call that? You going to call that Javier for the whole shot? I'll follow you.
Well, Tanner Wright coming out with the lead, and Javier in second. That's going to be Andrew Vo back in third.
All righty. So, again, Tanner Wright, followed by Javier Falcon, who took the win yesterday in the sport class, and then Andrew Vo back in third on the 160.
And back and forth, that's going to be 53, Gary Holbein Jr.
All right, the gentleman that took wins back-to-back in fourth, and now he's going to have to get out a broom and see if he can do a little sweeping. But he's currently in the points lead. Gary Holbein Jr., followed by Tanner Wright in second, Andrew Vo in third for the points, and Javier Falcon in fourth. So Javier went to work to see if he could get on this podium.
And Andrew and Javier down the front straightaway having a battle. These two are friends. And it's going to be Javier taking the position, and that's going to move Gary Holbein Jr. up into third down the back straightaway.
All right, so Gary Holbein Jr. starting to make some moves, and now his next challenge is going to be the 106 boat, Javier and Andrew Vo. Andrew Vo back and forth, and Javier Falcon still second. So Gary Holbein Jr. chasing Javier. The second coolest hair. Not voted by me. This was popular vote for the weekend.
And we got a rider down on the outside. I believe that may be the 22 of Caden Schilling.
Yep, Caden Schilling out of Hickson, Tennessee.
Riding for Chattanooga Jet Ski Club. Right now, he's down on power. Maybe something in the pump. Tanner Wright down the front straightaway with the lead.
Tanner Wright's first race was in 2021. His first win was in 2022. He's already a world champion. Said he likes making things in his 3D printer and hanging out at the lake with his friends.
Down the front straightaway, Gary Holbein Jr. makes the pass on Javier Falcone coming out of the splits.
So Tanner Wright and Gary Holbein, your top two riders. Gary, again, who's had back-to-back hole shots and back-to-back wins, has now moved his way up from really was in fifth at the first part of that start, moved to fourth, and now up in second.
And right now, as they stand, Tanner Wright with 2 seconds. If he wins this moto, he'll have 5 points. Gary Holbein Jr. will actually have 4, and he'll take home the national title if he can stay in this position in second.
So again, Tanner Wright, part of your podium trifecta, leading. And let's take a look at the lap times. You are also going to get a chance to see these guys go into a grand championship round. They're going to take the top 2 riders of the next couple of classes. And the way they're sitting right now, the top 2 is going to be Gary Holbein Jr. and Tanner Wright moving on into that grand championship opportunity. And just going to put a stopwatch on how far apart they are. 5.36 seconds separating Tanner Wright from Gary Holbein Jr. TC Freeride boat is what Tanner Wright is on. plays soccer for 9 years, raced BMX for 4 years, and then found jet ski racing.
And looks like Caden Schilling going to come in. He's got something stuck in the pump.
Tanner Wright trains at Body Beach most days of the week for training. He does double the laps per moto, he says, but usually in a race, he said the favorite part of that is his starts. Flipping off of cliffs and bouncing on a trampoline, he said, are his hobbies. It's the first time I've seen those two as a combination. And your long view here from the drone footage gives you an opportunity to see just how big that sweeper turn truly is off of the start out of the boat dock. And then they go into what I would have called sort of a fake backstretch, because right when they just get up to speed, they've got to dive in for not one, not two, but 3 separate right-hand turns. That final turn is a double buoy. And look at Tanner Wright just hooked up all the way through here. And in fact, we're just working our way through the 7-lap race, and he is already in lap traffic. Talking about your race leader, Tanner Wright, on the 7-1-3. 7 and 13 are his lucky numbers. 1 was lucky and 1 was his favorite, and he said, I'm just going to stick with it. Tanner goes to the inside to avoid lap traffic. Holbein forced to take the outside split. And you could see Tanner getting caught up in a lapper, and unfortunately that rider went down. That was Jackson Lloyd.
Looked like there might have been a little contact.
I wasn't sure. It was hard to tell. It was either contact or it got rolled off of the wave, off of the berm on that wave. 3.23 seconds despite the lap traffic. That's all that is separating Tanner Wright from Gary Holbein Jr. Really pretty long shot here from the drone footage of your top 2 riders in the 4-stroke light class. Whoa, that's a pretty turn. And this has been a signature for Tanner Wright. Look how low he actually is, almost dropping his shoulder into those buoys on each turn. Tanner Wright has a very signature riding style. Now, Gary Holbein Jr. rides a lot like his dad. A little bit more upright style unless he actually needs it, and then you can see him get very deep in the saddle. Gary Holbein trying to take advantage because Tanner Wright is in a lot of lap traffic. Tanner having to dig deep, got around 1 lapper. Holbein has got his hands full trying to get through both of these lap riders, goes a little bit wide, and that's going to cost him a time.
Andrew Vo pulls over to let Holbein Jr. come through.
All right, and 7.90 seconds what separated them as they came around that far side of the track. Let's see if Holbein's able to make up time. Yeah, he's already reduced it back to a 3:30. So Holbein is so super quick, buoy to buoy.
He's going to take the inside this time.
Tanner Wright goes to the outside again. Holbein's going to see if he can't reel him in from the inside split and get a little clean water. Man, Tanner just looks so smooth. And that's going to do it for Tanner Wright with the win, followed by Gary Holbein Jr. Beautiful. Andrew Vo is going to be 3rd. And a great finish for your riders that entire time. Tanner Wright was watching Mr. Gary Holbein Jr. Again, that was your 4-stroke light, 14-15. Let's take it back to yet another interview. Hendrick Smith, this is the first time I got a chance to hang out with you. How are you?
I'm doing good today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Magnificent race on that one. Tell me how your ride was.
It was rough because of all the conditions with the skis, stucking up stuff in the pumps. It was it's a tight start off the start, and off the start it's kind of rough, and me and Jet's a really good rider, and we were battling out, and it was just a fun race.
So you lined up sort of in the middle of that pack on the start, and I noticed Jet Wildeboer was on the far outside. Was that causing you any concern, or did you feel, no, I had a good shot at it?
I had a pretty good inside line to the first buoy, and then Jet, his ski is pretty fast. He's a good rider, and he was pinned around the outside, and we were pretty even going into the decision maker. But I made it happen. So.
Okay, I've just got to ask because I saw this on your rider profile and it was fascinating to me. Tell me about the bull riding hobby.
Yeah, I don't rodeo a whole lot, but I ride bulls. I like it. I'm not, super good at it, but I enjoy it.
So, do you think that helps you with jet ski racing, being able to ride bulls as well?
Probably not, just because bull riding, it probably hurts you more than anything. So.
Okay, that's fair. Also, living thing, but sometimes it feels like those jet skis are alive.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, you did magnificent. You certainly made us proud watching you, and did you have some sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Jet Tribe, Deplorable Racing, Tim for letting me race his GP boat in the HX, and Joey Domingo for letting me race his HX, and then Pro Watercraft Racing and Naughty Water Racing.
Ah, very good. Also, just final question, do you think you're going to get as tall as your dad, or are you already?
I hope so. Hopefully one day.
All right, well, thanks for coming up and hanging out with us, and I love the Deplorable Racing hat.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take care. Again, we were watching Hendrick Smith in that incredible race that you saw just a minute ago.
Thank you.
You bet, bud. Back here live with Glenn Elliott as we get ready to go. And I do believe we're skipping race number 4. We're going to move to race number 5 up next. That's going to be Ski Mod Lights.
One
the
of my
14.
favorite races of the day.
Yeah, tell me why it's your favorite race. I want to hear more.
Because we got young Knox Ritchie, my racer for Killer Frog Racing. He's in this class, and he's going up against these 1050 Commanders.
Yeah, these are some incredible riders as well. I mean, we talked about the machines, but you've got Kerry Webster currently in the point leads with back-to-back wins on the 210 boat. Knox Ritchie is in second out of Hickson, Texas with a 3-2. Oh, I'm sorry, out of Tennessee. It looked like Texas. You like correction, woman.
Jet Ski Club, boys.
All right, boat number 2 is in second with a 3-2 finish. Britton Reinhardt is in third out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona with a 2-4 finish. Tristan Hebert right in that mix. He's in fourth with a 6-3 finish. Caden Schelling in fifth with a 4-5 finish. And Jax Rowe rounding out your field with a 5-6 finish. And I'm not even going to try to say where he's from. I'm going to let you do that.
He's from my hometown, Ottawa, Tennessee. And that's where the home of Little Debbie. Actually, his father, Kevin Rowe, works for Little Debbie. So Little Debbie Snack Cakes, and that's where we're from. We have we're close to the water. We're right there in Lake Chickamauga. Kevin actually has a practice course that we ride all the time. And half the field here is from the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club, Knox Ritchie, Caden Schilling, and Jax Rowe. And again, I want to take this moment just to thank everybody for donating to the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club GoFundMe account. We're able to raise $3,000 for 5 different families to come out here this weekend.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much, Glenn, for bringing that up. I noticed Kyrus Webster has actually lined up on the outside. And Britton Reinhardt has chosen to line up right next to her. So a little strategy at play down here on the lineup.
It's real tight down there. You don't want to be on the inside. What I've seen, there's a lot of banging when they're taking off. The skis are just banging. So if you're on the outside or the inside, you definitely have an advantage. We've seen a lot of going to the outside, and you can sweep from there.
Speaking of advantage, Tristan Hebert has grabbed the pole position out of Wichita, Kansas.
And he's mounted up on one of those brand new 1050 Commanders.
He has definitely been riding it so beautifully. As we get ready to go, this is going to be your final moto of race number 5. And I see the course marshals getting back into position, so we are very close to getting ready to go. And man, just looking back at this weekend, this is our maiden race and maiden opportunity to truly highlight the junior talents and the future of our sport. But I think the other thing that has become very crystal clear is that we are also highlighting some of the new innovative technology and also opportunities for innovations inside of production and the media setup as well. We've really been privileged at this location. We're here at Riversport OKC, the location of the 2022 River Bowl, and the first annual event launched by the Oklahoma Black Alumni Coalition. So this location also is a part of the Thrive Outside Youth Outreach. So they also are a big fan. And by the way, I just want to say a shout out to all of the canoeing and kayak teams that practice and train here. They've actually been watching the race this weekend, and we appreciate you doing that. The motors are fired up, sir. Looks like we are ready to go with race number 5. Very good start for Tristan Hebert on the inside, but it is Kyrus Webster who shut the door And she has already put a stamp on this hole shot.
Britton Reinhardt, 851 on that TC free ride machine in second. Third, Tristan Hebert in fourth. That's Caden Schilling on 22. In fifth, Knox Ritchie.
Uh-oh, I see red people. Looks like we are going to have a
red flag.
Yep. Got a penalty on that one, so they will pull him back. And they were actually down there for a 2-minute hold as they cleaned up the course a little bit more, and also were making sure all those engines were working. So Karis Webster going to bring it back. Most of the time they've been doing these penalty starts. It's really more for training. I haven't seen very many penalties actually called. And in fact, talking about an amazing amount of sportsmanship, Tanner Wright was called yesterday for a premature acceleration. And they called him back, and they actually pulled in video footage. And you know what was the coolest, I think, about that whole story is that even though they protested, the other family supported that protest, and that is junior racing and this idea of good sportsmanship and supporting each other at its finest. That rule was overturned, and Tanner Wright was able to start without a dead engine.
Oh, that's one of the greatest things about jet ski race. Oh, we're on the cover.
Oh, shoot. It was like I planned that, which I didn't, but if I did. Hey, speaking of that, and talk about perfect timing, I wish I could tell you I actually planned it, but I am here with Tanner Wright, and let's talk a little bit about that call yesterday.
Well, so they did call me for jumping, and they hadn't really been penalizing anybody for jumping before. They were kind of letting it slip, so the fact that they were trying to penalize me, wasn't flying with us, wasn't flying with anybody else on the line. So it was cool to see everybody that had our back, especially a rival on the line, to have my back, and it was really cool experience to see.
I think so too, and I think again that truly exemplifies for us how important it is to not only support junior racing, but that we learn as much from you as you learn from some of the seasoned riders. I think you bring back the fun, but also this idea of taking care of each other and that we are just a big family. Mm-hmm. Speaking of family, tell me a little bit about your family and being a part of this incredible location here.
Oh man, my mom and dad, of course, they drive me out here. They deal with everything at home and out here too. They always support me with anything I do. My grandparents helped a lot with funds to get here, and I couldn't have gotten here without them. So my family definitely is a huge supporter of me. A few of them are watching the live right now, so it's just cool that they have my back.
Yeah, I tell you what, and it's just awesome to watch you race out there. I love how physical you are on the boat, but you do have a beautiful hybrid riding style. Tell me about the TC free ride boat.
It's 1050 as everybody else has, but it's there's nothing really special. I've just learned how to ride that boat and how to mold it to my body shape and like how much I weigh and stuff, because I'm on the lighter end. So I've just kind of experimented with different riding techniques and where I put my body positioning through turns, and I've found out what works best for me.
You remind me a lot of Taylor Curtis. When I try to ask Taylor about his riding style, he literally was like, I couldn't describe it to you. It just happens. Sounds like we're getting ready for racing. We'll be back. Tanner Wright, thanks so much, sir. All right, we're back down on the line with race number 5, and they do have a restart going, and I don't know that we have any penalties on that. As we get started again, and Karis Webster looking for her on the hole shot, and it looks like she got it again. Tristan Hebert in second. Back-to-back hole shots for Karis Webster and then Tristan Hebert in second. And I do believe that's Britton Reinhardt up in third.
Right now it's Caden Schilling from the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club on that 1050 Superjet. He's in third. In fourth, that's going to be the Deuce, Knox Ritchie, pushing Britton Reinhardt back to fifth on the 851. In sixth, that's going to be Jax Rowe.
All right, again, Karis Webster. That's 3 for 3 for her on starts.
riding the brand new Commander hull with the 1050cc motor. Now legal in the ski mod lights.
All right, again, Tristan Hebert with a great run, and he has got a lot of company behind him. Knox making a bid against boat number 22. That was Caden Schilling out of Hickson, Tennessee.
And that's the two Chattanooga Jet Ski Club boys in a battle. And they're being chased by Britton Reinhardt. She's been fast all weekend. Already won a national title yesterday in the 12-13 ski lights. And she's on the hunt. Knox Ritchie's trying to take over third, but Caden Schilling cuts him off.
These guys having way too much fun.
They battle every week on the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club. I love to see this action.
Okay, so Tristan Hebert, the gentleman in second, already working his way through that pivot buoy and into the splits, but it is Karis Webster who has dominated yet another moto. Won the first day she raced, already has a world title, and she's got to be feeling very good about this weekend riding her brand new Commander boat. The biggest battle is your battle for third. Tristan Hebert having no dramas, but it is Knox Ritchie who is side by side with 22 of Caden Schilling. Caden had that line. Was he able to hold on to it?
Knox sweeping around the outside, going down the Commander back straightaway. He's underpowered because Caden's on the 1050 Superjet, and Britton Reinhardt on the TC Freeride machine is right there.
Hey, thanks so much on the live stream. Howard Fritz chiming in, telling us keep on rolling. That's awesome. And Brittany Rothdush, so proud of all you kiddos. And Stephanie Witt-Her, thanks to see you as well. Thanks for joining us. Man, lots of happening on the live stream. Really appreciate all you guys being a part of that as well. All right, the boat that was built by her dad, Steve Webster, is carrying this young lady proud as you watch us go midway through this race. We're watching the final moto for Mod Lights, 14 to 15. We will have a championship race with this as well.
Tristan Hebert on the 322 Commander 1050 holding down second.
Also a Commander-built boat and a Superjet. Sponsors Big Fish Bail Bonds and Smith Racing. Says he loves football and basketball, and clearly he loves jet skis as well.
He's a regular on the Naughty Water Series. And down the back straightaway, Caden Schilling on the 22 Chattanooga Jet Ski Club. And he's also sponsored by Dad's Wallet. He's holding off Knox Ritchie, and he's in a battle with Britton Reinhardt.
Yeah, he was born in Gainesville, Florida, home of the one of the big colleges down there. He lives in Hickson, Tennessee now. He's 14 years fast. Two-stroke boat built by Dustin Higdon, actually, and the four-stroke was built by Lane Vincent.
Lance Vincent.
Oh, that's interesting. He wrote Lane, so
Lance Vincent. The first race I ever went to back in 1989 was with Lance Vincent. He was not 14. I was 24. Met him on the river in Knoxville while I was riding. I was in college, and he was riding a 650, and he was fast. So first race I ever went to was with Lance Vincent down the front straightaway. That's Tristan Hebert hanging on to second.
Race 22 was his usual race number for Caden Schilling. That was his number when he played soccer, and he just decided to keep it for racing. It's also his grandfather's birthday, and right now it's keeping him lucky as he has been trying to hold on to this third place spot, and he's still doing it. Said he's the member of his school's fishing team. I didn't even know that schools had a fishing team. Is that supposed to be a Tennessee thing?
Yeah, that's right. Caden Schilling, an aspiring pro bass fisherman. He goes to tournaments all the time. Sometimes that interferes with the jet ski racing, but he does post that on his Instagram and Facebook.
Talking about boat number 22 in the battle between him and boat number 2. That's our third place run. He's about 6.9 seconds away from Tristan Hebert, the second place rider. And Caden Schilling chooses to go to the inside. Knox Ritchie with a mistake. I'm not sure if he was trying to decide between inside, outside, but that was an error, and that is going to cost him some time.
He goes down. That's going to put 851 Britton Reinhardt up into fourth.
All right, so Britton did not have as good a start. She was lined up next to the outside, and has moved up into the fourth place spot. Knox has got to be shaking his head in that helmet.
Oh, yeah, he's real competitive, and he's in a battle now with Jax Rowe, both those guys from the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club.
Again, boat number 210, Karis Webster leading, followed by Tristan Hebert in second. And then Kate Schilling with one of his best finishes this weekend. His hype song is Thunderstruck, which happens to be one of my favorite songs as well.
And he's got his hands full because Britton Reinhardt is reeling him in.
Yeah, his University of Florida Gators fan. That's the guys that are down there in Gainesville, Florida.
Oh, and his sister McKinley is here this weekend, and she is one of the best gymnasts in her age group, and she plans on going down there to the University of Florida.
Gator fan it is. What makes a difference to Caden's racing? Watching YouTube videos to see how the pros race, and that is smart. I saw
Side by
that.
side with Britton Reinhardt down the front straight. Caden Schilling's going to slam the door.
Tristan Hebert still looking pretty here in the second place spot. No dramas. He's got about a 7-second lead, but the biggest battle has been for third and fourth and fifth, and that is Caden Schilling holding off Britton Reinhardt and Knox Ritchie.
That's right. It looks like Knox has joined back into the fray, and he's pulled up in there.
And the win goes to Karis Webster. Congratulations to the young lady on the 210 boat with a beautiful finish as we come back to the race action, and it is Tristan Hebert working the outside split, followed by the battle for third, and that is still undecided between Caden Schilling on the inside and Britton Reinhardt on the outside split.
This is going to be really tight.
You can see it as Tristan Hebert comes through, and it almost looks like synchronized swimming at the top of the screen.
Caden Schilling going to take third.
Oh, man, he just held him off. Beautiful run from him as he holds off Britton Reinhardt for that bid.
Knox Ritchie in fifth, and there's Jax Rowe taking sixth.
Well, that's not going to change your podium much. Karis Webster will have your overall. And we'll let you know how the rest of that shakes out as we get ready for our next race. It's going to be race number 6 coming at you, and that is a big one, Glenn. Woohoo! First time we get to see Ski Youth Elite GP right here at the Junior Nationals, brought to you by Leisure Pools and Jet Tribe. We'll be right back. All right, back down on that lineup for Ski Youth Elite GP. We got a big race. 7 riders are down there. Rider Wildeboer, of course, in the points lead with 2 back-to-back wins, followed by Ruth Geis from Scottsdale, Arizona. She had a 3-2 finish. Ryan Poper is tied for those points with a 2-3 finish. He's in third. Rylan Webster right there with a podium opportunity, and fourth with a 4-4 finish, and Josh Simon rounding out your top 5. All right, you guys, we are still waiting on that lineup as those riders get ready to go.
My favorite race of the day, Dawn, Elite Ski GP.
I've had so many favorite races of the day, I can't even begin to tell you. Ryder Wildeboer, of course, sponsored by Pro Watercraft, is one of his great sponsors, and we got a chance to actually catch up with him and talk a little bit about the background of him being one of the test riders for Chris Haggis down in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Just looking to see some of his other sponsors. Barrel House, Pro Watercraft, of course, Jet Tribe, Jet Trim, Cometic Gasket, Liquid Moly, and Clipper 2112. Of course, Ryan Poper is also out on the track as they get ready to go, and his sponsors, Leisure Pools, 10 Racing, Peak Power Sports out of Denver, Colorado, Flow Vision, Jet Tribe, Jet Trim, and Utility Block Company are some of the great sponsors for Ryan Poper, who's down on the line. Ryland Webster and his sponsors, Commander Industries, Blosian Works, H2O, Map Tuner X, and Team Faith. Speaking of great sponsors, you know, Tony Vo from Jet Tribe has just been such a huge advocate for the sport, not just as a sponsor, but also as a gentleman that has been bringing massive innovations, all of that really starting with the reinforced life vest and, of course, that upgraded back protector, and then something that you had talked about actually quite a bit this weekend was the race shoes that he's really been working on.
Socks. I really love the Jet Tribe socks.
Yeah.
So they have a feature where one of the layers folds down over your boots, and it keeps all the sand and the rocks out. I don't ride without the Jet Tribe socks.
Well, and I think that's an important type of innovation, because that is a massive problem for racers when they're down on the line. If you can imagine, especially when you're trying to do a start, you can also blow those shoes off pretty easily. So great innovations. Jet Tribe, Tony Vo, thank you so much for being such a huge advocate for jet ski racing for so many years. And you can't really talk about sponsors without talking about one of our favorite sponsors this weekend and overall, and that's Leisure Pools. Tina and Lee Poper, of course, the founders for that company out of Corrales, New Mexico. But Jeremy has been such a big advocate for not only racing but supporting, and to have Jeremy and, of course, his son here this weekend is just very near and dear to our heart. So, of course, if you're around or near Leisure Pools down in Corrales, New Mexico, not only say thank you, but let them help you get a pool in there, because they've also have some great innovations and new pools, and also being able to fit the pool to your backyard. Leisure Pools, one of our title sponsors. Well, it looks like these riders are getting ready to go. Let's talk a little bit more about the lineup. Reese Geese on the pole position. Right next to her is going to be Ryan Poper. Looks like Caden Webster down there in that third place spot. Yeah, I think it is. Hendrick Smith right in the middle. And the 125 of Josh Simon on that blue and white gorgeous wrap boat right next to him. Look at that. Ryder Wildeboer, the gentleman that's in the points lead, is actually lined up on the outside, back to what you had been talking about. And then Ryland Webster is lined up right next to him. That is how it shakes out as we get ready to go.
And Ryland Webster on that 127 Commander. That's the first new Commander that was built. Steve Webster was telling me all about the new process, how they vacuum infuse the hardener so it's lighter and stronger.
Yeah, and isn't it cool that Ryland Webster's got his dad down there holding, and I haven't seen Steve Webster hold anybody since the Pro Tour days. So that is a celebrity holder.
What a great family.
Yeah, they are huge ambassadors for jet ski racing, and it's great to see the new boat innovations. We got these motors lined up and ready to go. You're watching the final race for Ski Youth Elite GP. And this is going to be the Joker in play, and Hendrick Smith with a tough start right in the middle of that one.
That's Reese Geis on the inside. She's being challenged by Ryan Poper, and he's going to grab the lead.
Oh, he blows a little bit wide, able to recover it. Ryan Poper leading that. Reese Geese in second.
And Ryder Wildeboer right there. Well, he just got passed by Ryland Webster, pushing Ryder back to fourth.
Yeah, he almost got around, but Ryland shut the door on him. Beautiful move from Ryland Webster, and Ryland goes for the Joker. So that's going to put Wildeboer up in third. So Poper and Reese Geis going to be side by side here, but Ryan Poper with the whole shot. Wildeboer in third. Reese Geis with that very cool 141, and man, Wildeboer trying to run her down. And now the two Websters going at it. That was Caden Webster up there in fourth. And Ryland going to try to get around him. Actually, Ryland did. Ryland's back around.
Caden on the 1050 Commander machine. He's down on power.
Yeah, he wanted to ride in a separate class, actually. He was riding in the Mod Light, so brought that lighter boat out. Let's see what happens as we see who else is going to go pick up that Joker buoy.
Reese Geis picks up the Joker buoy. That puts Ryder Wildeboer up into second.
Okay, so Ryan Poper and Ryder Wildeboer. And Mr. Poper has not done the Joker buoy.
And neither has Ryder, but coming through in third, that's going to be 141. Reese Geis, she has picked up the Joker buoy. In fourth, it's 127. Ryland Webster, and he also has already picked up the Joker buoy.
Now with the Joker, you only have to take it one time throughout the race, but as we had talked about, when you take it is one of the most critical aspects. I generally don't see the riders taking that buoy on the very first lap, so that is an interesting, truly an interesting strategy to see these guys take it early on. Once again, I think we might be learning something from the juniors. Did you see how close Ryan Poper and Ryder Wildeboer both came into that split section? We got a real opportunity to see which is the faster split. And Ryan Poper coming out of that wicked quick. And speaking of quick, let's get him on a stopwatch.
Going through the Jet Tribe Bridge Sweeper, Ryder Wildeboer holding on to second.
Ryan Poper, Ryder Wildeboer attacking the first two spots of this. Reese Geis third, and Ryland Webster in fourth. And Ryland's really got to make some moves if he's going to have an option at the podium this evening. He's currently back in fourth place in the points with the 4-4 finish. Ryan Poper right ahead of him, and Ryan has an opportunity here to move up on the podium. He's already in third. Will he be able to get around Reese Geis? Poper once again on the inside. He's been very comfortable with that, but look how quick Ryder Wildeboer went through turn number 3 and turn number 4.
He is railing through the corners on that new Pro Force 3. Ryan Poper still able to hold him off, going down the Commander back straightaway.
53:05, the fastest lap time on the track this weekend. When we timed Ryder Wildeboer in that second moto, he was at a 54:49.
We're on a 10 lapper, so we'll see if anybody takes a Joker buoy. Poper declines. There goes Wildeboer for the Joker.
Wow. All right. So Ryder went in and picked up the Joker buoy, but Ryan Poper hasn't done it yet, so Ryan has got to try to get ahead, get a little bit more distance ahead of him between him and Ryder Wildeboer.
Down the front straight, that's Hendrick Smith. He's going to be going a lap down to Ryan Poper.
And 5.61 seconds is all that separates Ryan Poper from Ryder Wildeboer. And at some point on this 10-lap race, and they did up the laps on this, Ryan is going to have to make a choice on when he wants to take that Joker buoy.
I'm predicting right here, right now. There he goes.
He doesn't want to risk Wildeboer getting too much time on him. Ryan Poper goes to the Joker. Will Wildeboer be able to pick him up? Wildeboer predicted it.
Got him.
And just got around him. So Ryder Wildeboer has moved into the lead. Poper in second. And Poper once again is going to go to the split section on the inside. Ryder Wildeboer will take the outside.
Ryder Wildeboer putting on a clinic on the Pro Force 3.
And Mr. Poper riding on a Commander boat. And Poper just looking so solid. Now, that was not your battle for the overall. Ryder Wildeboer had enough of a point lead coming into this that he was pretty solid regardless of whether he got first or second. He was going to take the overall today. The big challenge for Ryan Poper was he really needed that first place finish to get around Reese Geis. Reese currently in second, Poper in third for your overall, and Ryan Poper goes down. Ryan Poper goes down. Reese Geis gaining on him. She's not able to get around him, though, Glenn.
He's back under power. On the inside split, Ryder Wildeboer coming around for one more lap. 2:10, that's Caden Webster on the 1050 Yamaha Commander. Ryder's acting like something might be in his pump. He's jumping up and down on it.
Yeah, it's an unusual activity unless you are dealing with something.
He's definitely not as fast as he was.
All right, well, will Mr. Poper be able to get up and get around him? That was a big error on Ryan Poper's spot, and prior to that, he was within 5 seconds of Wildeboer. Now he is back over a 10-second deficit. Let's see if Ryan Poper is able to pick up that time, particularly if Mr. Wildeboer is dealing with issues with the pump. 10.12 seconds is all that separates first and second. Wildeboer's worked through lap traffic. Poper's up in the sweeper section, just about to get into the outside or inside split. And Poper goes to the inside for that cleaner water. Ryder Wildeboer, 16 years old, boat built by Pro Watercraft. Rides the 888 because that was his mom's race number. And man, he looks beautiful on a ski. It is so fun to watch Ryder Wildeboer race, and he's always had a very unique riding style. It's very aggressive, but he's probably one of the most smooth physical riders I think I've ever seen. So it's deceptive. If you didn't watch him very close, you would think he was a finesse rider, but that's actually not his riding style. He's actually a very physical rider. He's just so quiet about it. Kind of shocking to watch him. Take a look on the inside split as he works that. Quiet, but a lot of upper body strength and a lot of movement from that upper body. He's just very deceptive about that physical stance.
Always in the attack position.
Yeah, he is. That's another part. But even a finesse rider will do that. They could be in the attack position, but they're very quiet on the boat.
All right, Ryan Poper coming through on second. He's holding off 141, Reese Geis on the Commander. And she's being chased down by 127. That's Rylan Webster coming through in fourth.
Ryan Poper, your second place rider, 15 years old, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. That Superjet was actually created by Peak Power Sports. Yeah, race number 11 usually races 1, but just doubled it to make the 11, he said. Sponsored by Leisure Pools, Tin Racing, and Peak Power Sports. And congratulations to Ryder Wildeboer taking the win in this third and final moto for Ski Youth Elite GP.
And the national championship title. Coming through in second, that's number 11, Ryan Poper on the Leisure Pools machine. He's pumped. That's Hendrick Smith. He was a lap down on the Tim Miller Deplorable machine. 141, Reese Geis, and she's going to come through in third. 127, Rylan Webster on the Commander in fourth. That's the brand new Commander hull.
All right, you guys, well, that's a wrap for the final moto of the Ski Youth Elite GP, but don't go away. We still got your championship classes coming up next. We'll be right back.
Knox Ritchie, get down there. Oh.
This is it. Make this the summer you go for more. More adventure, more fun, more time outdoors. Plan your trip to Riversport OKC and get ready to check off your bucket list. Ziplining? Check. Whitewater rafting, tubing, and surfing? Check. A 6-story ropes course and even indoor skiing? Check and done. From getting on the water to reaching for the sky, make this the summer you go for more at Riversport. Downtown OKC and online at riversportokc.org.
Hey, you guys, welcome back as we get ready for the championship races coming at you. A little bit more about our incredible location that we are so privileged to be a part of. You know, you're looking at this beautiful view of the Riversport OKC and, of course, the OKC Boathouse District. Established in '06 by the OKC Boathouse Foundation, changed to Riversport Foundation 2019 with the opening of the Chesapeake Boathouse. $100 million development on over 100 acres along the Oklahoma River, created through a unique combination of private and public dollars, including MAPS tax dollars, corporate, and even individual donations. Such a big and beautiful, ambitious project. We're adjacent to OKC's downtown and just a 15-minute walk from hotels and restaurants in Lower Bricktown. Over 250,000 visitors per year for outdoor adventures, coached programs, lessons, camps, festivals, trails, and both private and community events. This was named a U.S. Olympic and Paralympic training site in July of 2009 for both rowing, canoeing, and kayaking. It's an iconic architecture by Rand Elliott, reflected in the Chesapeake Boathouse in '06, even the Finish Line Tower in 2010. We've even got sky slides, the tallest dry slides in America. Sky zip lines, which we're watching across the race course, a bike park, a youth zone, esports, and more. And that rapids that you're looking at, well, that's a $45 million whitewater rafting and kayaking center built as a MAPS 3 project and opened in 2016. 11 acres of land, 8 million gallons of water. It's just an amazing, amazing facility. Surf OKC is the surf and flowboard area. Ski OKC, indoor slope for alpine skiing and snowboarding, and even whiteboarding and whitewater rafting. You're looking there at the Flow Rida slip surf, and that actually is going to be the location for the Flow Rida Gala that's happening, a big event that's happening back in August. Just a few of the incredible experiences that we're able to take apart here at Riversport OKC. And I think the other cool thing about this is they have rowing, canoeing, and kayaking. There's rowing lessons, including Discover Rowing, Learn to Row, and rowing camps. Coached community programs are offered for youth, juniors, masters, and adaptive athletes, and a high-performance program for Olympic hopefuls. Collegiate rowing programs at the University of Oklahoma, Oklahoma City University, and the University of Central Oklahoma as well. Even kayak lessons and camps are available here. And let's talk a little bit about some of the cool events that this place has hosted over the past couple of years. It's been the home of the 2011 U.S. Rowing Masters National Championship, the 2011 Luminarian Travel Exhibit, the 2011 and 2012 Ozark Drag Boat Races, and it just goes on and on as far as the list. The '06 Riverfest and Rose Rock Regatta was here, And fast forwarding just a little bit, there's been quite a bit more of this adventure. 2022 River Bowl, the first annual event launched by the Oklahoma Black Alumni Coalition, was hosted here as well. And not to mention the 2022 International Canoe Federation Sprint Super Cup and the Stand-Up Paddling World Cup relocated to Riversport. And as a special request from the ICF, over 20 countries attended that event. They even hosted the 2022 Red Bull Rapids. Well, that's your overview of our incredible venue. You're looking at Riversport OKC right here in the Big Friendly in Oklahoma City.
This is it. Make this the summer you go for more. More adventure, more fun, more time outdoors. Plan your trip to Riversport OKC and get ready to check off your bucket list. Zip lining? Check. Whitewater rafting, tubing, and surfing? Check. A 6-story ropes course and even indoor skiing? Check and done. From getting on the water to reaching for the sky, make this the summer you go for more at Riversport. Downtown OKC and online at riversportokc.org.
And we're back. We're right back here, actually, for the Junior Nationals, brought to you by Leisure Pools and Jet Tribe as well. And I'm down here with Ryder Wildeboer after that spectacular start. I got to tell you, I found it really interesting to watch the strategy with the Joker buoy. Let's talk a little bit about that, Ryder, because you had a plan for that one, I could tell.
Yeah, I definitely think a lot about the Joker buoy. You know, I really take that into perspective, you know, and
Oh, let me fix that for you. There you go, bud. You're on now.
No, the Joker buoy, for sure. I mean, it's a big part of the race. You know, that's where I made almost all my passes. And, you know, after going through the split a couple times, I knew that the Joker buoy was going to be where I was going to make all my passes. So.
Were you surprised when you saw Reese Geist do that in Moto number 2 where she went for the Joker buoy so early?
Yes, I was super surprised, you know, and don't get me wrong, I mean, we're racing and everything, but for me, I knew that would help me a lot when she took that right away. So.
Yeah, I wondered about that too. I thought it might work for her at one point, frankly, because she was so close to you guys and she moved back up. But unfortunately, I think that was a little bit tricky. Ryan Poper waited to take that for a while. Did you predict it was going to happen on that lap?
I actually really liked when. I really liked when Poper was when he took it at that time. You know, he actually had some really smart. He's a very smart racer. I really liked when he took it.
Well, you rode outstanding. We're going to go right back to the championship races. I'm here with Ryder Wildeboer, who just took a championship in the elite class.
We're done with the motos.
I need this grand championship.
Championship.
We're going to have to guess it.
Here, I got a little of them.
Alrighty, you guys, we're here for the Grand Championship light class, the ski light class, and this was a combination top 2 riders from the other divisions. We're going to get the opportunity to line up here. I'm going to let Glenn Elliott do the lineup.
On the inside pole, looks like Knox Ritchie with a hole shot. He's lined up Caden Schilling. We've got Britton Reinhardt. Oh, a sweeper. Karis Webster just swept around Knox Ritchie to take the lead.
All right, Karis Webster almost did not get that hole shot, but we were able to call it. Karis Webster with the hole shot. She's got to been stoked. She's had hole shots all day today.
She's riding that new Commander 1050 that's now legal in the ski mod lights. And Caden Schilling is in second. Knox Ritchie in third. That's going to put Tristan Hebert in fourth. Britton Reinhardt back in fifth. And Jack Rowe in sixth.
Well, again, a beautiful start for Karis Webster. One of 3 kids that the Websters have, and isn't it interesting that they all race?
Yeah, great family. I met them this weekend, and really great ambassadors for the sport. Check out the new Commander redesigned hull. Karis Webster riding down the front straightaway.
I think it's just so interesting that she was fairly interested in jet ski racing, but when she hit her first race in 2021, what does she do? Takes the win, and she came fully addicted to this opportunity to race jet skis, and now she is all the way in the game. Again, your race leader, Karis Webster.
In second, that's 22, Caden Schilling riding for IPD Graphics and Dad's Wallet. He's got his hands full with Knox Ritchie back in third. In fourth, Tristan Hebert on the 322 Commander. And in fifth, 851, Britton Reinhardt.
Britton has been such an impressive young lady with the win yesterday, and she is going to be at the podium a couple of times this evening. We'll be doing our award ceremony tonight at 6 p.m. But man, Karis Webster has been the story for this race, as she had a sweeper on that start. And I love how she's riding this new boat. And what a great description of how that boat was built and all the modifications with it. She was really bragging about the fact that it's one of the most balanced boats that she's ever been on. Caden Schilling holding on in second. Knox Ritchie giving him some challenges for sure. He's born and raised out of Gainesville, Florida, lives in Hickson, Tennessee now, but he is a big Gators fan. Said he wants to compete in the World Finals, and the way he's racing right now, he absolutely should. Runs cross country in his spare time.
And he's an aspiring pro bass fisherman.
And he's sponsored by IPD Graphics and Jet Trim.
And he's here with the Chattanooga Jet Ski Club GoFundMe account.
I want to say a special thanks to our title sponsor, Leisure Pools, established in 1976 by Lee and Tina. And Caden Webster, let's get Caden on the clock, will we? Do a little quick lap count for her, but she has got a massive lead. The battle happening in second is Caden Schilling, who's on the inside split, and Knox Ritchie on the outside.
And the top 2 going to the final, and coming down the front straightaway, Knox Ritchie on the 701 Superjet is putting the move on, but Caden Schilling is going to slam the door.
He did, actually. Well, he had the line on the inside. You've really got to have a pretty good jump to be able to shut that line down. I thought he was going to have it on that one. Knox Ritchie not done putting pressure on Caden Schilling. Beautiful racing this afternoon. You're watching the championship race. The way that they got here on this championship race is the classes, they had to be the top 2 in their respective classes, and then we combined them for a championship run, and that's what you're watching. And I think this one's going to be 8 laps. Don't quote me, though. I'm now officially guessing.
And our race for second heats up. Caden Schilling goes to the inside. Knox Ritchie goes outside, and this is them racing together. It's brought Britton Reinhardt into the mix.
It's actually going to be 7 laps for this. Thank you, guys.
From the outside split down the front straightaway, Knox Ritchie and Caden Schilling side by side. Caden Schilling's going to slam the door one more time.
I've got a shout out here from the live stream. Brittany Rothdush saying, great, now I want a pool. Brittany, you can blame me for that. Appreciate all of you listening in on the live stream. And also a special thanks to our sponsors for helping us bring this kind of next caliber racing, but also next caliber in the production team as well. And thank you, Jet Tribe. Established in 1996 in Southern California. Tony Vo, Jet Tribe.
Karis Webster down the front straight on that 210 Commander with the 1050 Yamaha. We're going to see that out in Havasu in the ski mod lights.
Oh, I would imagine you're going to see quite a few of those out in by the time we get to Havasu in just a few months.
Our battle for second rages on, and it's a three-way battle. You can throw a blanket over Caden Schilling, Knox Ritchie, and Britton Reinhardt.
Knox Ritchie out of Saudi Daisy, Tennessee. Still cracks me up. 12 years old. 7th grade student. That boat was built by his dad, Shane. He said he likes race number 99 and 2, but 99 was his big brother's boat number.
And Saudi Daisy is where my dad actually grew up, believe it or not.
Aw.
Yeah.
Did you know that his goal is to become a pro rider and also an anesthesiologist?
Who's that?
That would be Knox Ritchie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's smart enough.
So that way I can have a lot of money for fun stuff. Best quote of the day. Talking about the gentleman that is battling for second and third. That's Knox Ritchie, and he is side by side with Caden Schilling. Caden again is in the inside split. Knox Ritchie on the outside. Looks like Britton Reinhardt is following Knox Ritchie, and she's going to play spoiler. She is back in the 4th place spot.
And Caden Schilling just able to hold him off every lap after lap. So it's a great battle here between the two friends from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
And you could see your race leader, that is Karis Webster on the 210 boat. That's the month and year of her birthday. And look how beautifully she is bringing home this lead on that outside split. And that is just an effortless run. And congratulations to Karis Webster for nailing this Grand Championship win.
Another win for Karis. The battle for second rages on. Caden Schilling going back to the inside. Knox Ritchie goes outside. Britton Reinhardt to the inside.
This looks like synchronized rowing coming through here, isn't it? Except super fast. Caden just taps the buoy, and it looks like his boat
Knox is going to get him right here.
Yep, Knox Ritchie is going to take second. Caden Schilling holds third. Britton Reinhardt for fourth.
And coming down the outside split, Tristan Hebert, that's going to be fifth, and he's followed up by Jax Rowe in sixth.
Well, congratulations again to your winner, Karis Webster. We'll be right back after this.
This is it. Make this the summer you go for more. More adventure, more fun, more time outdoors. Plan your trip to Riversport OKC and get ready to check off your bucket list. Zip lining? Check. Whitewater rafting, tubing, and surfing? Check. A 6-story ropes course and even indoor skiing? Check and done. From getting on the water to reaching for the sky, make this the summer you go for more at Riversport. Downtown OKC and online at riversportokc.org.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Junior Nationals, brought to you by Leisure Pools and Jet Tribe. And I just want to start with this moment as we finish up with the final race in just a few minutes. I just want to have this moment to look back on the weekend and to just think about this piece of time that is truly a piece of history being made. This is the first opportunity that we've had a national caliber event for juniors, about juniors, to celebrate these guys, and not only to celebrate the junior racing program, but the ascension, if you will, of junior riders. Glenn Elliott, give me your perspective of the weekend.
I think it's been really awesome to bring all these juniors together, to see the camaraderie, all the fun they've been having at the Riversport Park. I want to throw a shout out to Douglas Underhill from the Junior Stars of Florida for helping to organize this. It's been a great weekend, and I've really enjoyed it.
I have too, and this, of course, brainchild of Justin Smith and, of course, Terry Hebert, his partner with Naughty Rider Racing. We couldn't have done this, obviously, without not only your love of the sport, but your love specifically of junior racing, and really, in so many ways, the future of our sport. I think the other thing that has really piqued my interest and intrigued me even more is this innovative technology that we have brought to the table, an incredible camera crew and production team, multiple cameras set up, and live streaming at the next level. Thank you so much, Charles Kennard, for all that you have done with this as well. Truly, so many people had to come together for this dream to happen. And of course, in the riders meeting this morning, Justin rolled out his dream for the future, and actually even said it on the live stream yesterday. I want this to go global. I want it to be international. I want to take this to the next level. And this sport is truly on the rise, I think.
I think this is going to up the game for junior riders. I'm expecting double the number of riders next year.
Wow. Okay. I'll take that challenge on. Again, you're watching us here at Riversport OKC for the very first inaugural Junior Nationals. We'll be back for even more. All right, you guys, we're going back to the racing. Now, this one's going to be our final Grand Championship. Yep, this is it, sport class. Oh, I fibbed to you. We have two more. I thought we just had one. Okay, so we're going to have the Grand Championship Sport class, and then we've still got the mod lights, I believe.
And they're off with the hole shot on the Wave Blaster. Parker Kaiser on the 924 out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
What?
And he's got Hendrick Smith on the 37 Deplorable Racing Machine all over him, followed by Cooper Caldwell. He goes wide. That's going to put Chet Waldebor in the third.
Now that is a flip of leadership in a big way. Parker Kaiser third in the sport class earlier today, and that was after charge. And right now that blaster is just pinning on all cylinders. Beautiful hole shot from Parker Kaiser.
Well, and he held for Jet on the first moto, then took off, and then the second moto he let everybody go. This moto he is in the game, showing us what he's got out front with the Yamaha Wave Blaster.
Nice run for Parker Kaiser as we get underway with our Grand Championship sport class.
Hendrick Smith on the 37 Deplorable Racing Machine in second. Jet Waldebor on that Pro Watercraft Racing CDHX. He's in third.
So Jet is moving, but he got up into third place. Not yet in strike position with Chris Hendricks. About a 4-second lead from Chris Hendricks in that second place spot over Jet Wildeboer. So this really does raise the question, will Jet be able to pass them all and get around, and especially as well as he has been riding? Do you think he'll be able to overtake Parker Kaiser?
Oh, I don't know. Right now, Parker Kaiser looks like he's checking out. Hendrick Smith has a battle, though. He's been battling all day with Jet Waldebor, so, he held him off in that last moto, but Jet Waldebor takes the inside. Hendrick Smith on the outside. That's our real battle for second position.
The 9.52 second difference between Jet Wildeboer and the race leader, Parker Kaiser. So that's a lot of real estate to make up, Glenn. Not saying you can't, though. Hendrick Smith up in second out of Liberty Hill, Texas. The gentleman that we got to interview earlier talking about riding bulls said he wants to build pools for a living. I don't know what it is about pools, but...
Well, we got all the pool guys here this weekend. Of course, Leisure Pool is one of our title sponsors. Down the back straightaway, that's Cooper Caldwell. He rides for J. Caldwell Pools.
Interesting. That's
and they're also one of our sponsors this weekend.
Jet Wildeboer back in third, sponsored by KCal Customs and Riva Racing.
You should see the pools these guys turn out. These are not ordinary pools, Don. These are works of art.
Yeah, Leisure Pools, thank you so much for being here this weekend and taking care of us. Jet Wildeboer says he wants to win a world championship. He's already got himself on the podium this weekend in the national championship as Parker Kaiser continues to dominate in the Grand Champion sport division. So we have 2 podiums this weekend. The Grand Championship is just one moto, sort of a dash for glory, and you have to qualify for that. So we're giving away a ton of awards. You and I are going to be very busy tonight.
Giving out a lot of national titles tonight.
This boat that Jet is on is built by a gentleman that you and I know very well, Charles Anderson at Chuck Speed Shop. Let's talk about Parker Kaiser as well. He's out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, your race leader. He was born in Lake Nacimiento in Paso Robles, 16 years old. Says he not only works for TC Freeride, but he loves to ride for them as well. He's also sponsored by Works Racing and Grom USA. His first race, if you look at how well he rides, you'd be shocked to know that his first race was only 2021.
Wow. Hendrick Smith holding off Jet Wildeboer.
Dadgummit, I got so excited talking. I had a lap time going, and I got 2. It's actually 2 laps at 2:26. I'll let you guys do the math. So about a 1:30.
And to think about Ryder was doing a 54 second. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it does give you a sense of the wow factor, right? Ryder Wildeboer in that long stretch before they come to the option buoy, just as you saw him dunk in, that's where the double buoy is, and that is their indicator. You have to go to the inside or the outside. All of your top 3 riders have chosen the outside split. The inside split is designated by the blue buoys.
We got Jet on that right now.
Oh, there we go.
He's not really gaining any ground on Hendrick Smith, though.
Parker Kaiser like a monkey on steroids on that little wave blaster. Shorter hull, so much fun to ride a wave blaster, but the HXs generally prove to be pretty fast boats and awfully competitive, particularly in flat water, so it makes it even more impressive that Parker...
When the HX came out, everyone sold their wave blaster, but nowadays they're pretty competitive in the sports spec division because the wave blaster gets to run with the B pipe.
Mm-hmm. Helps with the horsepower. Sherry Snyder saying go Hendricks. Joey Dominguez 37. JD 232 Racing and Salvage HX. Hendrick Smith go go go. So Hendricks got a lot of cheering happening on the live stream. He's currently in second.
We'll see Hendricks back out at the World Finals again this year.
Congratulations to Parker Kaiser taking the win, and Hendrick Smith for second. Jet Wildeboer not able to get around him. He's going to end up in third. Well, that is the first time that we saw Jet Wildeboer not nail a first place finish. That was a fascinating run by Parker Kaiser.
There's some tough racing out there, and so anyway, he's got his hands full, but it's really great to see the Wildeboers. They're taking a little tour. They're going to be going to the Great Lakes Watercross Series, so they're going to make a splash up there. And up next, we got the 4-stroke ski lights.
And this, I do believe, will be our final championship of the day. We'll be right back. All right, up next is going to be the Grand Championship, and right now we're going to catch up with another young lady. All right, I am here with Karis Webster as we get ready to go with one of our final races of the day. Karis, man, you've been flawless today. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, my dad's building skills are flawless, so have to give up to my dad, Steve Webster, for building me an awesome hall, GP1, everything. I'm so excited to be promoting this hall, and I can't wait for more races to come and to train for this ski. I'm now noticing that in those last couple of motos, I could really start like pushing the bow and just kind of mess around with it because I haven't really had the chance to because I got it a week ago. But figuring out which muscle groups to train for that ski and the type of endurance training you need to do is really, really exciting to see that I'm starting to see where I need to be.
You know, you're so impressive. I mean, I love the fact that you're giving all the love to your dad and that build, but you and I both know that you can have the best boat in the world, but you've got to be able to ride that boat. I've just been really impressed with how you ride with a finesse type of stance, and yet you keep such high speeds and you're very consistent. Where did you get that riding style?
I would say I got this riding style from, that's a tough question. I mean, I've definitely been able to be where I am because of my brother Ryan Webster. Started racing before I did, and he kind of figured out the do's and the don'ts, and obviously our dad's always there to help us train. And it's sometimes it's difficult because especially when last weekend, for example, in Paris, Texas, I raced all three of my skis back to back, and it's a good challenge to kind of get that muscle memory and going from GP1 to 4-stroke Superjet to a 2-stroke Superjet. It's challenging, but it was really fun to really feel out the skis, and really it helps you understand the skis a lot more and how they handle and just the ski overall.
Wow, well said. I love getting that kind of feedback because each power band is different and each boat has their own idiosyncrasies because of the handling and what you want the setup to look like. So really fun to watch. Final question, how you liking the track?
Man, I think the track is, it's good. And I mean, yesterday I raced my 2-stroke Superjet on it, and it felt a lot more wide open, obviously, and super flowy, and I really got to feel it out yesterday on my 2-stroke Superjet, and I think that might have helped me today with my GP1.
Best description ever, not only of the track, but all of the different boats that are available. You're listening to Karis Webster, and we're getting the opportunity to hang out with one of the future legends in my prediction. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, we're back to Grand Championship 4-stroke light down on the line. I think we've talked a little bit about that. You had to qualify to get here. And as you can see on the lineup, Tristan Hebert, a part of that.
We've got a stacked lineup. It looks like on the outside, that's going to be Tanner Wright.
Yep.
I see the 515 of Ty Smith.
Oh.
Bentley Cox.
That was a tricky start, Glenn. Do you think
on
they're
the
going to let
inside,
that
that's
one
Gary
stay?
Holbein Jr. And if they don't throw the red flag, the red flag is thrown.
I think both of them were like sketchy start. Yep. Our race officials behind us giving us the 411 on that one. It does look like it's going to be premature acceleration on that one. But it was a good start for Gary Holbein Jr., but I don't know who all was responsible for that one. All right, we're going to bring these guys back. Thank you so much, Jonathan McCreary, for the great feedback. We really, really enjoy having you guys all on the live stream. And there was a suggestion that we do a Le Mans start for youth GP later.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
I think so. You ought to probably just put them back in the parking lot behind us. And I mean, they're juniors, so I don't think they would mind. Most of these guys train by running anyway.
There you go. I do love those Le Mans starts.
If you did that with a veteran class, there would be instant complaints. All right, you guys, you've been watching the Junior Nationals. Again, I want to say a real special, heartfelt thank you so very much to Naughty Water Racing. They're committed to learning and safety and fostering a family environment at races, and you could sure see that play out so much this weekend, not just on the Naughty Water side, but how the youth and the junior riders have all handled the racing this weekend. It is incredible to watch them, and by the way, we've actually got a ambassador and a best ambassador and sportsmanship award is also going to be coming. Special thanks to PwC, Dr. Chris. We love you to pieces. That's actually going to be a part of our awards ceremony this evening. So thank you again to Naughty Water Racing.
That's right. If anybody's seen a real act of genuine kindness this weekend, you can nominate that person for our sportsmanship award to be given out tonight.
We're hanging out here at the Big Friendly as we get these guys re-racked and ready to go. Oklahoma City, the largest city in the state of Oklahoma with a metro population now of more than 1.4 million. Well, it's interesting to me that they haven't lost an ounce of hospitality. Thank you so much, the Big Friendly, for hosting the Junior Nationals.
And last two nights, we went down to the square. There's 40 or 50 restaurants down there. So we had a great time.
I want to go hang out this evening now that we're done with the racing.
Hey, do you want to talk to Shane?
OKC was one of the only 14 U.S. cities to gain 100,000 residents from 2010 to 2020. All right. And another great start. And it's going to be Gary Holbein Jr. with the hole shot.
Gary Holbein Jr. with another hole shot in second. That's going to be
Dalton Reinhardt, I think. Trying to check.
Not sure. It might be Javier Falcone, but I'm not sure.
No hair hanging out the back. That was my thought too, but. And I do believe it's going to be Tanner Wright in third. All right, Gary Holbein Jr. again, back-to-back hole shots. Even with the dead engine. Well, it wasn't dead engine start, but even with the restart, Gary Holbein Jr. rocked it, and he's going to take that outside split.
All right, on the inside, that's Hendrick Smith. Wait a minute, he's letting off. Something's going on with his machine, and he's going to get passed down the front straightaway by Tanner Wright. Hendrick Smith looking like something's going on. Ty Smith in fourth.
All right, Ty Smith on the 515 boat has also got a championship already locked in.
And Ty Smith's going to move into third. Hendrick Smith pulls off the track.
Oh, no. Tough break. All right, again, your top three is Gary Holbein Jr., followed by Tanner Wright, and then Ty Smith. Tristan Hebert up in the top five.
Gavin Berglund in fourth on that 31, and down the front straight, it's going to be Gary Holbein Jr. on the Jet Blast Performance Machine. Dad's cheering him on.
I could hear it all the way up here.
Tanner Wright out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, 713 in second, and Ty Smith also out of Lake Havasu in third.
Gary Holbein Jr., a.k.a. Super G. That was so much fun to get a chance to interview him earlier today. He had Glenn and I both cracking up at how much fun he is to talk with. He's a first-chair trumpet player in the school band. He says he actually loves drawing, like digital design as well. I see a bright future ahead of him if he wants to take that up for a living. Said he likes working on his soon-to-be car. I think that was a poke to Dad. I'm going to need to get this car. It's a 1968 Plymouth Barracuda. Now that sounds awesome.
I mean, it's crazy to think these kids are going to be driving soon.
Don't be scared. Look how good they're doing now. His pre-race, he always prays before the first moto of the day. Two-time national champion, one-time world champion, his first race in 2018. first win a couple of years later in 2020, and he was a big part of the very first Junior Stars of Florida event down with Doug Underhill and Wendy Underhill in Perdido Key a couple of years ago. It was my first opportunity to actually meet Gary Holbein Jr., a.k.a. Super G.
7-1-3, Tanner Wright. It's been impressive all weekend. He's holding down second. And Ty Smith, the phenom, the 11-year-old, in third.
Gentleman that played soccer for 9 years. Tanner Wright also raced BMX before getting involved with jet ski racing. He's out on the track in second, and he's on the outside split trying to hunt down Gary Holbein Jr. You can hear everybody shouting down on the beach as Gary comes through.
Mom and Dad are pretty happy.
Oh, I'm sure. And a 6.13 second difference between Gary Holbein Jr. and Tanner Wright. And Tanner having to work his way through a little extra lap traffic there.
And that's young Bentley Cox on the 319. I love that kid.
Oh, he is so much. He was also a very fun interview. Ty Smith back in third. And he's going to try to take advantage of Tanner Wright if he doesn't get around this lap rider. It's not been easy. Bentley holding his own.
And on the split section right now, we got a race between the two buddies from Kansas. That's Gavin Berglund. Well, he's from Nebraska. Oh, Tristan Hebert goes down on the inside.
You were watching Gary Holbein Jr. as he works this outside split. Again, very aggressive style. He doesn't drop down in the tray as low as some of the other riders, although I've seen him do it. But unless he's under a lot of pressure, he just stays right in that kind of mid-hybrid riding style that he has. That 53, that number that's on the side of his boat, he said he got that from his dad. And I wanted to honor him by riding the same race number. He's sponsored by Jet Plast Performance and JB of MS and Liquid Molly, Commander, Jet Pilot, Jet Trim, and 3C's Properties.
Yeah, he's got a little more upright riding style, and he really stands forward in the tray, but he makes it work.
Yeah, and you notice that too. Isn't that interesting, right? He's just doesn't get quite as low. Like when you watch Ryder Wildeboer, and even actually watch the rider behind him, Tanner Wright. Tanner drops very low in the tray. Love watching Tanner ride. He actually taught himself how to ride that boat, and he said he's really had to work on his riding style because he's much lighter. And so that's one of the things he's tried to set that boat up so that he is able to really work his way through the buoys without cavitating. Ty Smith is starting to make some more challenges behind Tanner Wright. He's gotten around the lapped riders, and he is up in this mix, pushing Tanner Wright. Tanner has got another lapped rider he's working with.
Gavin Berglund, he's coming up on Gavin Berglund, 31. So out front, Gary Holbein Jr. increasing his lead.
Only 2.37 seconds separating second and third. That's the battle with Tanner Wright and Ty Smith. And that gap has dropped quite a bit. In fact, it's over half. So Ty wanting to get up here and push, and he has done it. Let's see what happens in the split section. Holbein Jr. goes to the outside. Super G has been pretty comfortable here. He's going to stay on it. Ty Smith going to go to the inside split, trying to make a move in the split section on Tanner Wright. And congratulations to Gary Holbein Jr. for the Grand Championship win.
Second place, Tanner Wright from Lake Havasu. Third place is going to be young Ty Smith, also from Lake Havasu.
Yeah, Ty wasn't able to do it. I thought he was going to pressure him, but not enough, and just a little bit too much real estate, or not enough real estate, I guess, really, on that final couple of buoys. But a great race for second and third.
Great race for Super G. Gary Holbein Jr. and his parents are stoked.
Here's what I love about that. His parents are stoked regardless, as long as he gets to get out there and have fun and race. But I tell you what, the intensity goes up 19 notches in the Holbein camp when they are racing. And right now, Gary just taking a victory run.
Got a rider down on the inside split. That's Tristan Hebert. And course marshals are on him.
Oh, Jonathan Owens on the live stream. Whole shot, whole bind. That's awesome. Hey, I wish you could have made it out here too, Mr. Owens. We miss you. Joey Dominguez, I don't have the official results yet, sir. I know you were asking that on the live stream, and I'm so sorry I don't actually have those for you. All right, we're on our final race of the day, Grand Championship Youth Elite Ski GP. And because it's juniors and because we love having fun, they are going to actually start in the push-up position facing away from the skis. Webster is on the slowest boat, so he moves first. All right, it couldn't be more funny than that. So we're not going to do a Le Mans start. We're actually going to do the Elite GP Grand Championship, but we are going to make them do a push-up position. So they got to basically lay on the ground on the boat ramp and then run down to their boat. So that ought to be pretty darn entertaining to watch. And down on the line, we got Ryan Poper and Hendrick Smith, Ryland Webster, Ryder Wildeboer, Caden Webster, Josh Simon, and it looks like Reese Geis is going to round out your field, Reese Geis being on the outside. Okay, so they're going to start in the push-up position. Any predictions on who's going to get this one?
It's going to be another wild start. It's really, it's really crowded down there on the start. So to have 7 skis lined up, it's about as tight as you can get. I'm going to be looking for Ryder Wildeboer. He's been putting on a clinic all weekend on the brand new Pro Force 3.
This is hilarious. Okay, look at him. So they're taking him up the ramp. So it's not just a Le Mans start. It's a Le Mans start, but they have to lay down, face down. And that's just. Where did they come up with this stuff? This is awesome. All right. Only juniors would agree to this.
Exactly.
Not a prayer. We'd get the master ski guy to do this. All right, and again, Caden Webster's going to get to go first. I really hope, I'm sure Charles and those guys are actually down here getting this on film, but this has got to be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Terry Hebert down there leading the Circus of Fun. Special thanks to him and Naughty Water Racing and Justin Smith, and here we go. I don't even know how to call that. Looks like Chris Hendricks Smith actually got a good start.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's Caden on the 1050 Commander.
So we're going to do a rabbit race, huh?
Yeah, they let him go first. Ryland Webster in second, and Ryder Wildeboer on the Pro Force 3 in third.
All right, so Caden's actually on a much slower boat. It's about 8 to 9 miles an hour slower.
They gave him a head start.
This is hilarious. All right, Ryland Webster right behind him in second. So Kaylin and Ryland, the two Websters, a pair of bookends here. And Ryland's going to go to the outside. You could see Ryland just takes that to the whole next level. Watch him hit the gas.
Goes inside.
Yeah, Ryder's going to go inside too. Man, I don't know though. Ryland's holding him off. Or excuse me, Caden's holding him off. Ryland's second. Oh, I think Wildeboer might have got second.
Nope.
Undecided.
Right now, drag race.
Drag race, best day ever. All right, Caden Webster's got to feel like a rabbit in a fox hunt.
Oh, he was pushed wide by his brother.
He got pushed hard. Ryder Wildeboer had to correct. He got pushed into the weeds too. All right, your first, second, and third have changed. Let's go over it. It's going to be Ryland Webster now in the lead. Ryder Wildeboer in second. Reese Geis, I think, got into third.
Yep.
And Caden Webster is just going to take a moment. Oh, and that's Ryan Poper, I think,
Ryan
in
Poper
fourth.
moves up to fourth.
Holy lead changes. That was awesome.
All right, here's a battle through the split. Ryland Webster on the new Commander. He's going to go outside. Ryder Wildeboer on the new Pro Force 3 inside, and they're going to come out side by side in a drag race. Wildeboer on the inside. Slams the door.
All right, guys, it's going to be Ryder Wildeboer, your new race leader. And I don't think that hunt is done yet. Rylan Webster pushing second, and he is right on him. And then you've got, Reese Geis is hauling Heine there. She's in third. Ryan Poper is in fourth. And Caden Webster still up there in fifth. Hendricks Smith is in sixth, and Josh Simon in seventh. That's how it looks as we...
Is the Joker buoy in play, Don?
Well, if it isn't, it should be. I think it's got to be, though. This is the elite class,
not
right?
one person has taken it yet, so it may
maybe
not be
not.
in play.
That's a good call. Maybe not, sir. Or they heard us in the interview that you're not supposed to take it on the first lap. Ryder Wildeboer starting to open up the gap just a little between himself and Rylan Webster. Wow, he's fast on that sweeper turn.
He's fast in all the turns on that Pro Force 3.
He really is. Okay, I do have the stopwatch on him, but, just talking about the acceleration and the thrust on the boats these days, these are boats that are upwards of 80 miles an hour when you're looking at these open boats. And when you've got that kind of acceleration buoy to buoy, you have got to be in amazing shape.
Well, Ryder, he's riding a stock motor, but he said his brand new Pro Force 3 with the mod motor is almost ready.
Oh, can't wait. Ryder Wildeboer aboard a Pro Watercraft built machine. And he is out in the lead, 16 years old. And if you didn't know any better, you would think this gentleman was a seasoned 30-year-old racer. I mean, that's how beautifully he rides. Right behind him, Rylan Webster out of Phoenix, 15. Aboard that Commander, gentleman who is already a world champion, said he dislikes reading and bad writing days. I get it, bud. Sponsored by Commander Industries and Belosion at your second place. Just got to talk about Reese Geis, one of the young ladies that whenever she steps up to the plate here to race, she is always going to be a fierce contender in these open divisions. She's 17 years old, out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Check the pedigree, a 5-time national champion. And at the 2021 World Championship, she took the Pro-Am Women's 1500 class. And she's up in third. Ryan Poper making a bid for that third place shot. He is about 4 seconds off the pace.
And that shows you how fast Reese Geis is. To be able to hold off Ryan Poper, he's no slouch.
Yep, and on another Commander boat, one of the new Commander boats, so yeah. I'm super impressed with Caden Webster. Still mid-pack with a boat that's about 8 miles an hour slower. It's hilarious that they put him in the lead like that. Caden, by the way, his favorite music is Deftone. Ooh, Josh Simon.
Look at that battle with Hendricks Smith.
Yeah, did he get around him? He had the line. He did not yet close the deal on that. Hendricks Smith holding off Josh Simon.
And Ryder Wildeboer taking the win.
Good job. Congratulations, Ryder Wildeboer.
Amazing ride.
Got to be Rylan Webster for second. And Reese Geis rounding out your top three in the GP Elite class.
Ryan Poper on the Leisure Pools, our title sponsor. He coming in fourth.
Wow, just a recap on that. So Caden Webster with the whole shot, but the win goes to the one and only Ryder Wildeboer out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and what a beautiful, beautiful race that was.
Put on the clinic all weekend on that brand new Pro Watercraft Pro Force 3.
Followed by Rylan Webster in second and Reese Geis in third. Well, for us, we're going to be still We still have some duties, Glenn. We've got to go to the award ceremony tonight, where it is going to be pretty inspiring to listen to the speeches of these junior nationals. Speaking of that, you've been watching the junior nationals right here in the big friendly Oklahoma City at Riversport, OKC. Oklahoma City, the largest city in the state of Oklahoma, with a metropolitan population of more than 1.4 million people, named the manliest city in the U.S. by Combo Snack Foods, and it probably should come as no surprise that it is, when you take a look back, it is the horse show capital of the world. But this weekend, jet ski racing put their mark right here in Oklahoma City for this Junior Nationals inaugural event. And I just want to take a moment to thank everybody that listened on the live stream. And also, I want to take a moment to thank our two major sponsors. And a huge shout out to Leisure Pools and also Jet Tribe. It's been an amazing weekend. I can't thank you guys enough for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you right back here in June for Junior Nationals Year 2. I'm Dawn Dawson along with Glenn Elliott.
Thank you, Don.